Are we on? We are
We are
on.
on.
It is just sometimes don't know how to start these watch alongs. Let's just start it with telling you what's transpired out there in Trivandrum. The two chubby captains, the chubbiest that we've seen in a while in international cricket. Bavuma returning after he went unsold, remember, in that SC T20 league, and then Rohit Sharma pocketing another toss. And that's the perfect way to introduce all of us right now. I'm Avnish Hegde. Thanks so much for tuning in if you guys just are right now, and have, of course, Akash. Uh,
Shiva Subramaniam. I'll do
yes,
that.
I was waiting for the last time because look, I always got it wrong. And the last but certainly not least, we have the dashing Somesh Agarwal, who's been kind of wondering why we didn't do watch alongs during the Australia one, and he had a point. Let's give it to him because it was a mad series, especially the second one. Who wouldn't have wanted to watch us do that 8 over stuff? But look, speaking of which, we're gonna see the first ball. Feel free to throw in the comments below. There's gonna be lots of things that you can ask us. There's a stat ticker running below, and of course a QR code there. Interested to see Deepak Chahar, boys. Bumrah out with a back pain niggle. Your first thoughts, Som, about this team?
First off, I want to get to that
Oh, first ball.
chubby captain wala remark. I was just thinking, World Cup final 1996. I think Mark
Oh,
Taylor
yes.
and Arjuna.
Oh, that's a great
Oh,
shout.
yeah.
Do you
That is a
think
great shout.
that would be the chubbiest captain
Yeah.
combo
Yeah.
ever
That's a good
So,
shout.
so
for the
much,
toss?
so much runs and so much.
See, this is what
Wait.
happens if you are born a little earlier and were there to watch the 96 World Cup.
No, you could still watch it on. If you're
Yeah, I
late, you
mean,
can still watch it on YouTube. That's the good part.
I think even Finch the last time out was a good shout. Finch and Rohit. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
Finch and Bahuma come close. Who else in terms of fat captains are there? Not fat shaming anyone, but oh, that's a beauty in terms of got to get off the mark. South Africa up and running. I love this scorecard, by the way. This the star
cool.
graphics that
Yeah.
they've got. Solid.
Looks like, I mean, I don't know, like Big Bash kind of scorecard.
Yeah.
But I really love that Pakistan England scorecard and the thing that they have with the speedometer where they show the speed at release and
Yeah.
after pitching. So it's a very good. I mean, it informs about a lot of different things like
Mm.
how the pitch is behaving. Is it fast, slow, so on and so
So
forth.
do you think it'll
Very
change for
informative.
Akshar Patel? I think it's going to be. I think it might increase. Yeah, it might increase.
I
Yes.
honestly think, look at the South Africa lineup. Like one guy who scares me, maybe two, is that Miller and Stubbs.
Bauma.
And Stubbs, I mean, Bahuma,
Bauma is the only
he'll
one
have
who
a
scares
lot
me.
to say, right? Going unsold and stuff. Surely he would have got the nod. I think he'll definitely come back in. Don't they have that
That's
scene or they don't?
Very difficult. I mean, he
Yeah.
put himself in the highest
Oh.
price bracket, and that's the reason
Tough.
he
Tough.
faced. He faced. What is that? I mean, who's the Indian player who used to face the similar issues?
Rahani?
Time and time
No,
again
no,
to
no.
put
Rahane
himself
used to
in
get
the
picked.
Oh, there were so many of
costliest
them.
bracket.
There were
Yeah,
honestly so many of them. By the way, there's going to be plenty of matchups. So as you can see, there's no Chahel. There is Deepak Chahar. And there's Ashwin, of course. And everyone's talking about, oh, Ashwin's going to be a handful against the South Africa top order. And that will inevitably take course. But Rishabh Pant is back. So obviously,
Oh,
Rahul
that's
Dravid
great
and Team
swing.
India are watching cricket.com. Why? Because Dan Weston said, look, I'd love to have Pant in the 11. And they've responded. So nice.
So they had two options:
Which were?
either go for a sixth bowling option or just to have Pant in the 11. So
But
they,
with Hooda out, who's that potential six?
I mean, see, there was we were discussing it earlier. There was Shahbaz Ahmed, but then that would have left them with
RCB
two
represent,
two
boy.
left arm spinners.
This is why he didn't get picked.
Yeah,
This RCB representing.
But the lad will definitely get picked because I mean, oh, there's a lot of swing.
See,
by
there
the
was a
way.
left field option as well. They could have gone in with the same 11,
Yeah,
but Chahal instead of Pant. So that
Mm.
means a batter shot, but six bowling options. Right now, they potentially have batting options till number 10.
Yeah.
So even Deepak Chahar can bat. So
Deepak Chahar can
that could have
very
been a
well
left field choice, but I think Pant deserves
Pant deserves it.
another, 3 games before the World Cup.
Yeah. But again, okay, if you're a selector, if you see Pant scoring, let's say 70 of 35 of 3 games.
Full headache, boss.
Exactly.
Big
That's
headache,
why would you
big,
want to
big
put
headache.
why would you
Oh, what a
that's
ball
all.
that is! What a ball that is! Now that just
And-
tailed in. James Anderson, Courtney Walsh, you can name all the in-swingers, they'll be proud of that.
Bhuvneshwar Kumar.
Honestly, that's a meme-worthy wicket. Temba Bavuma, welcome to India.
Proper
The last
outside,
time he
outside,
played a
outside.
T20
And
was
then-
in India. And boy,
This is like,
what movement that, so
Yeah, man.
those corners.
Three out swings. followed by an in-swinger.
Oh, they
Does
talk
it-
about the shape of the ball. Ooh.
Does it not feel like a early 2000s kind of dismissal?
Yeah, yeah.
Proper
That is
setup.
ridiculous.
Movie debut.
Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
what a
Nasir
way to,
Jamshid.
what a
Uh,
way.
Nasir Jamshid.
Yeah,
Nasir
Nasir
Jamshid, Mohammad Hafiz.
Mohammad Hafiz,
I was
yes.
actually watching one more Instagram reel, and I think Anderson 2014 to Craig Brathwaite in a test match, and
But
it was
again,
just similar.
That's red ball, right? This
Yeah.
completely different
Completely
game.
different. Pratik Kandari, thank you so much for getting involved. Do you think India should have batted first today, given batting till 9 and 10? He was making that point. Rohit
Should have.
Sharma, I was honestly hoping it'd say bat, but then it was
Yeah.
bowling.
I think they've gone for safety first. There has been
Exactly,
a lot of
exactly.
scrutinizing. I mean, they've been facing a lot of scrutiny because of losing a few games here
Correct.
and there. Such as
So,
what
but
net
are we a
wins in
chasing
place.
side? Are we better defending?
Every side is a chasing side.
Really?
In T20 cricket. I mean, I don't know a batting first side. Do you?
But I hope Australia, in terms
Sri
of
Lanka,
conditions
maybe.
there, doesn't really happen like just chase all the time. I
No,
hope it's like,
I
an
think
even
see,
balance.
I was looking at the numbers at SCG. Teams batting first have won a lot more
Yes.
T20 games than teams.
Because I think SCG favors more spin in the second inning. So
Maybe. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know the
that's-
I
underlying
think we
reason
play
for it.
once there. I think we play Bangladesh there, somewhere like that.
Okay, so that
no,
one-
Bangladesh
one
not
less
yet
headache.
qualified. So
Oh,
let's
No,
wait
they
for.
are.
no, Bangladesh are through.
Oh,
Bangladesh
Bangladesh
are
are through.
West
Yeah.
Indies,
Okay,
Sri
last
Lanka,
time they were not
Zimbabwe
through.
aren't
West
through.
Indies and Sri Lanka, the two mainstream of the top 10 who were not.
Mainstream.
But yeah, Pratik, good point. Thanks for getting involved. I think India could have gone in batting first, but like Somi said, safety first, because look, they'll want to draw first blood and then they can chop and change. By the way, if you're watching this, there's a lot of content which has gone on already in the week. We did a Dan Meston show, which is again a cracking episode. He talks about India and all the analysis there. And not to forget R. Sridhar, who of course spoke about this series preview, both up on the YouTube and I mean on the YouTube channel and the website, so you guys can check it out.
Yeah, and
Rohit
also,
Sharma's
yeah.
expressions of late has just been brilliant. Like
Brilliant,
what
yeah.
he did with Dinesh Karthik, grabbing him to even the other day where he was just repeatedly saying Ben Stokes, Ben Stokes. Oh! Arshdeep, India making a statement
Terrible
here.
shot.
1 for 2, 1.2. Yes, I'm not literally repeating my words, but it's
Played
been
on.
literally India dominant. Arshdeep would be happy with that. Slightly lucky, but nevertheless, de Kock gone as well.
So
Openers back in the heart.
it wasn't that wide. I know Anirudh Kasargod wrote a tactical preview
Yeah.
where he said wide lines to de Kock might
Decock.
work well. It's not really wide. Still cut.
Still,
I mean,
yeah. Either it's
Eighth
going
stump,
away.
eighth
so,
stump.
yeah.
De Kock can't believe it. He just can't believe
but
it.
this is a big wicket. It's a massive
wicket.
wicket.
I really want Arshdeep to have like an Akshar Patel series
Yeah.
where he just becomes like,
Yeah,
I'm cementing my place, bitches. Fuck it. Honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you won't say that, Arshdeep, but like, you know what I mean, right?
He might.
He might not say this. He might say Friday. Hai.
Yeah.
You don't know that?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jokes.
save
If
it
you know,
up,
if
yeah,
you know,
if-
if you,
yeah.
you know, if you know. But look, we're literally like he just mentioned, the tactical previews up on the app as well. You can check that out. But in the meanwhile, I just want to ask you guys back home how India will kind of pick their side, right? Like we were doing a decoder about this earlier. We've done so much analysis about this. Who are the undroppables? Let us know right now. We're doing also a tier list show tomorrow, which is the CDC follow through. And there's some scandalous shouts there of why certain players exist, why not. But coming back to the game, guys, 1 for 2, Aiden Markram and Riley Russo.
And it doesn't have to be guys at home. If you're sitting in a bar and still watching,
Yeah.
Or it can be even girls.
Guys at home, bathroom, honestly.
Anyone is welcome to comment.
we just assume cricket and
Yeah.
us, no girls will be watching. Yeah.
I think that's just Avnish.
Yeah,
Easy to
with
assume
Avnish,
everything.
maybe. You never know.
Yeah, and if my friends watching, thanks. Big shout out to you guys. India on top, 1 for 2. Inter Vandrim, no Sanju Samson, unfortunately, but they were making a lot of noise about the man. Arshdeep running in, and Rohit's got himself in like a very catching position. Oh,
That's
and
an
that was,
outswinger.
whew,
I mean, this
man, he's
feels
looking
like
good.
I don't know, 2012, 2013, Riley Russo and Markram opening.
1 second, guys.
Mhm.
After Bhuvneshwar Kumar, do you think these two that we're seeing right now, Cheher and Arshdeep, are the best swingers of the new ball?
I think Deepak Chahar
Shami?
definitely. I mean, Arshdeep is just starting out, but
I mean,
Deepak Chahar,
Umesh Shami, this wing
Yeah.
the new ball.
They're all swingers, basically.
yeah. But Deepak Chahar gets just
Swingers
like,
Club. Swingers Club.
even Akshar Patel is a decent shot in swingers.
And no one can beat the Madhva Wasim, honestly.
Oh,
Oh, that's a
that's a brilliant
beautiful
shot.
shot, bro.
boy.
That you can't even do that on Cricket 22. Honestly, that's that's
That's
textbook from
criminal.
Markram. That is textbook. Markram's I think it's going to be one of the shining stars for South Africa this World Cup.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
white ball
high
is
time, yeah.
no,
I mean,
in white ball he's always done well.
I mean,
Yeah,
he had a very good last World Cup as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And had a
IPL.
more than decent IPL.
Yeah,
And plus, with maybe a Van Dusen not there, he needs to drop anchor much more than be the aggressor because he has people like Russo and Stubbs to come. And I think honestly, Babuma can just sit down and get Risa Hendricks in, bro.
yeah, but
He's,
Yeah, but I mean, they,
I know they're the
I-
same ilk, but he's at least
not the
intent
same
wala
ilk.
banda.
Not the same. Yeah, I mean, because Riza Hendricks.
Oh, hello.
Riza Hendricks in I think both series like England and Ireland in
Yeah.
the follow up, he scored his runs at what 140, 150, which is something that Bauma has never done.
Yeah.
His career strike rate is 120. So I
yeah,
mean,
but I guess they don't have an option. He's a skipper, and also they
yeah,
have
that's
to.
the
Or just drop both of them and throw it in Devil Brevis, lads. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I think eventually
the
that will
world
be a
is his oyster.
Who watched his 5-6s live?
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't, but I saw it on.
highlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, CPL Shubh Pankaj Bahule, sorry, Pankaj. Isme City Point Con. He's joining us soon,
Yeah.
hopefully.
We are
Seheu. Oh, good
yeah,
take,
we
Panti.
we are ones who are making silly points, but not
Yeah.
we're not silly point.
Oh, 34 people watching. Thank you guys so much. Subscribe right now. Honestly, YouTube, we're growing and we're going to be back for the World Cup for the watchalongs. You can download the cricket.com app right now. Ask us anything. Literally, you can ask us about cricket, about life, about everything in between as
Yeah.
well. And 43 people watching. Guys, this is just getting interesting.
Just don't ask us about Bangalore.
We
weather
will
because
literally make
we are
a
not sure about
raw if we just get to 50 people. Spread the word and share the video as much as possible. We're doing much more of these. I think the second T20, guys, is a Sunday, so it's a while away. And the Indian boys travel to Guwahati. That's a flight
Yeah.
away, so to random Guwahati. Have you done that flight?
और उसके बाद क्या आखिरी में
Oh, what was that? He's
They're
gone.
gone.
He's gone.
That's
Arshdeep
it.
gets another one. And they are on fire.
Carnage.
They
No
say
reaction.
sing is king, but I'm saying swing is king here because if you looked at Deepak Chahar's ball, it was out of a textbook. And then Arshdeep getting the benefit of the doubt with De Kock. But this, honestly, Rousseau's gone fishing in Kerala. I know it's coastal, but come on, mate. You can't be going fishing. Or it's what Gavaskar said. You want to drive? You got to drive a car.
अरे गावस्कर का मत बोल अगर गावस्कर ही सुनना होता लोगों को तो वॉच अलोंग में नहीं आएंगे ना
Yes, exactly. All you guys watching, subscribe right now. Lots of love, lots of appreciation from you guys. This is a community that you guys want to join. Feel free to let us know your thoughts. India off to pumper on a Wednesday, or Wicked Wednesday, as Danny Morrison would call it. This is it's going to bring a tear to my eyes soon, dude. Honestly.
So from Trivandrum they're going to Guwahati and they'll come back to Indore.
Yeah, that's
मुझे कभी समझ में नहीं आया
Exactly.
लॉजिक
Yeah.
why can't they just go to Indore first and then go to Guwahati मतलब ऐसा लंबा चक्कर क्यों लगाना होता है
or just pick 5 venues and play it.
Man, it's
I mean,
ridiculous.
नहीं
For you to want to go all around the
ये तो
world.
नहीं हो सकता I mean,
Yeah.
this is I mean
And then the
Yeah.
ODI is also something, and then these, I think Delhi is the last leg. So
Delhi,
again, it's just
Mohali,
zigzag.
and there's one more ODI I don't know where
Oh, Mohali again?
maybe not Mohali I'm wrong
Yeah,
yeah
Going
yeah,
all
maybe
around
someone
the,
else. And it's a 50. We've got 54 watching. Absolute high five in the comments below. Honestly, all you guys watching, ask us anything.
and
Where-
Avnish jinxes it.
We
have
might
gone
be
back to 44.
jinxers, we might be high in energy right now, but we're also really smart in terms of cricketing brains. I'm pointing at the two lads here. I'm all right at times. I have my days. David Miller, Mr. Gujarat Titan himself, walking out. And Arshdeep's had a fucking sensational first over.
It's a king versus a titan.
Eventful first over.
Oh!
What a fucking ball! What a fucking ball, dude! That is
That's it.
ridiculous, guys.
That's it.
Get out of here. 8 for 4. Where have you been if you're not watching this? Arshdeep has had an eventful first over, an exceptional first over. Talk to me, boys.
This is probably
I'm-
the best first over. in a
I'm
long
very
time.
thankful
I'm very thankful.
बहुत टाइम मिलने वाला है इंग्लैंड पाकिस्तान देखने के लिए because वो definitely इससे बहुत better match है
No, but we're also really thankful because all of us, if you guys were watching us 7 minutes ago and rewind it if you want, we were all wanting Arshdeep to do well, so he cements his place, and this is why.
Oh,
He's swinging
brilliant.
it into Trivandrum, so imagine bloody Perth, man. Imagine all
Wait.
those venues.
Perth one swing, but
I
yeah,
mean, maybe.
No, Trivandrum has provided like
भाई वो
proper green wickets.
drop in wickets कभी वहाँ पर swing नहीं
Okay,
करता
one
है.
second. This is a good question. Let us know in the comments below which wicket was more pleasing to the eye. Bavuma getting bowled of Deepak Chair or David Miller going for an absolute golden sitter. Ashish Vaishnav, cricket chal raha hai, football pata na hai, Ben Stokes, honestly.
8-4
8-4.
बैडमिंटन चल रहा है.
Exactly, 8-4. Big
Or table
fan.
tennis.
Shashi
Yeah.
Agarwal, thank you. Thank you so much. Subscribe, spread the love.
अरे शशि भाई आप ही हो क्या अपने वाले?
The Agarwal community getting big and strong. We'll love to see it. Shubh Agarwal,
No,
by the
there
way.
was a Shashi Agarwal working for cricket.com as well. So
Oh.
I'm just,
Fantastic.
is it the
Fantastic.
Did we
India
find
on
him?
a roll, so
Somesh
sir.
समझ गया मैं कौन है?
Badhiya, badhiya.
Yes.
Quality gamer South Africa got scammed by our bowling. Yes, they got scammed by our bowling, honestly. They've just played, I mean, shot selection's questionable, but it's also doing a lot for the bowlers out there. But now Markram needs to figure his scene out. And boy, India look
But to
up
be
for
honest,
this.
pitch भी हरी हो रही है एकदम.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, we get to see Tristan Stubbs bat, Robin. Yes. And you know what? I play a career mode with Tristan Stubbs in Cricket 22. And dude, like he bowls so much. It's just so irritating. And he bats at 4. So sometimes the game just goes on and you're like, what? But he's a find. MI fan, MI lad.
They said he's a finisher. He's what is the point of walking out at
He's going to finish the power play.
Yeah,
The
makes
future
sense.
The
Kyron
future.
Pollard has walked out in the power play.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. This is a joke, guys. Oh, he's come down the
and
track.
Yeah, it's a good way to
Maybe
counter swing.
maybe Rishabh Pant should come up then. Dhoni used to do that. to
Markram
Bumrah.
को वो ball tempering वाली series
No, I think
जैसा वापस खेलना पड़ेगा because that was the last time he was able to handle swing
yeah.
and all.
Oh my God.
That's a
Guys, let us know in the
beast.
comments below which wicket pleased you the most. South Africa 8 for 4. Like one of the guys said in the comments, a badminton match chal raha hai, football match chal raha hai. Robin, Harshal ke samne se Arshdeep taking away spot. Yes.
Hey, not really.
I mean, but it's like
I think
musical chairs.
he's taking away Bhuvi's spot.
Movie spot,
I mean,
yeah.
just because Bhuvi is rested doesn't mean his spot is finalized.
True, but like I think Bhuvi will get the nod because of experience.
Wait,
That's the-
हमेशा
yeah.
experience. is a term.
Experience.
And guys, we should go back and watch
Dan Weston,
Weston.
Tristan
Is
Stubbs,
that
third man, taken.
Yes!
South Africa capitulating. We've
See.
put the mockers on Tristan Stubbs. I love you in my virtual PS5 game, but look, Deepak
Yeah.
Chahar 2 for 2. India, bro, we can go home early today.
Mark Boucher Stubbs को देख के बोल रहा होगा ऐसा खिलाऊंगा तुझे पोलार्ड की जगह में. He has to make a call.
Man, what is happening? Have you seen a more bizarre
The
start in
match-
T20s? If the
Yeah.
match gets finished quick, then no use.
अरे why
Why?
no use?
Yeah.
Why?
There is a
Honestly.
better game. I'm telling you. England Pakistan.
We
बहुत
will
मजा आएगा
switch.
देखने में.
Honestly, if the game gets over
Yeah, we'll
within
shorten
8
it.
o'clock,
We'll
we
do
will
a watch along.
Yeah,
of
we'll
that.
do an England Pakistan watch along for sure. But what a catch from Arshdeep. He's just taken 3
Talking about
wickets.
England Pakistan, this guy has done a
Yeah.
very good piece on Harry Brook.
Harry Brook and the videos out
James
as well.
Against,
And it is brilliant.
Yeah.
Honestly, brilliant. Death overs,
That was-
Arshdeep as Bumrah, new ball, Bhuvi.
yeah,
Yeah,
seems
can't
like a
disagree,
plan.
Robin.
But again, middle overs who?
But then see, Robin, think about it. Harshal Patel can bat as well. If you play all Bhuvi, Bumrah, Arshdeep, then your batting like stops at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And-
now we're just obsessed with having batting depth, which makes sense, bro. Honestly, it makes
No,
sense.
batting depth is very important.
Yeah.
If you don't have batting depth, then KL justify करेगा कि मेरे को 120 पे खेलना है
And then
क्योंकि नीचे कोई नहीं है. कोहली justify करेगा मुझे 125 पे खेलना है क्योंकि नीचे कोई नहीं है.
Kohli might be debatable. But,
हाँ ठीक है ठीक है.
Yeah. Everyone their own.
but yeah, okay, Markram, you got to do it,
Yes.
boy.
Oh, that's a
And
good
he's
shot.
thread one
That's a
through
very
for
good
4. 13 for 5. Wayne Parnell, remember the guy who got caught smoking weed or whatever with Rahul
Yeah,
Sharma?
Rahul
Rahul
Sharma.
Sharma.
Yeah, for Pune Warriors. He's walked out in the middle. Wayne Parnell, what a. And
Yeah,
I think he was
it's a
part of that
brilliant
2009 World Cup, right?
Wayne
Under
Parnell
19
का
World Cup.
career तो resurrect ही होता जाता है.
2008. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's honestly. It's
He was
mad.
part of that. He is the captain in the semi-final against
Yeah.
Virat Kohli's India. So it's a nice throwback. Except Virat Kohli is not the captain.
Yeah. Oh,
And he is also not the captain.
and listen, we're going to have a power play chat, which is going to be a topic which you guys can jump in. It's about that whole news breaking whether India and Pakistan should play in neutral venues. And there's lots to go about because I know what Somesh thinks. He's tweeted about it. You can check it out. And I know what Akash thinks as well. We'll ask you guys later. But right now, 13 for 5. Oh, and of course, Markram is just doing all the things out there. Guys, what will the modus operandi be right now? We already have them in the ropes. Will you just go 3-3, Arshdeep and Chahar?
Yeah, just go for the kill.
Just go
Finish
for the
match.
kill, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know if you
If
remember.
this isn't the kill already,
Yeah.
then
No.
what is the kill?
There's this one game between Punjab and CSK where Dhoni promoted Deepak Chahar and Harbhajan Singh to bat. He wanted to protect his batters. So could South Africa have done something like that? Just get in Parnell early on.
So there was this one game and Don Bradman reversed the entire batting lineup.
Yeah, maybe could have done it. Today's a very good day for that.
Oh my
That's
God!
a
There's some
peach.
absolute fruits out there. Peaches in particular.
Okay.
But oh my God, Bavuma is scratching his nose, scratching his head.
Overcast condition in Lords.
Yeah, it's
Day
feeling.
one, new cherry.
It's feeling like Auckland.
Pink ball.
Yeah,
Pink ball
test.
pink ball. This is the official Office Premier League ball that
Arshdeep is
we should
almost at
definitely
Mitchell
do
Stark.
something about one day. I think if we get more cameras, we will show you how competitive we are in terms of office cricket. But guys, normally in T20s, you see teams like Mumbai Indians or I don't know, maybe even a Perth Scorchers make statements with batting wins. But if India can roll South Africa over for like 38 and then chase it down in 3 or 2 overs, that's a statement.
हाँ तो
That's a
series
statement.
easy हो जाएगा net run rate बढ़ जाएगा India
Oh,
का.
he's on a hat trick. He's on a hat trick, guys. 1 second. Hold on.
Okay, interesting.
Oh.
Well played.
Well
Played.
played.
Yeah. He's making a case to be a good test batter.
Yeah. He's faced him plenty of time in the net. 14 for 5-3. Thank you, Shauna, for putting out the score when we were already knowing what was it. But look, all the people watching this or listening to this, driving home, maybe Wednesday night. Anirudh Suresh is a miss.
He should have been
Yes.
here.
Little Jesus, not Jesus. Jesus. He's an Arsenal fan. Get the joke. He
Yeah.
goes on to say, reminds me of the Sri Lanka versus India match in Pune 2016, where Sri Lanka rolled India out for 101. I think Som was in Pune at the time. I might be wrong.
That's a good
Yeah,
shot.
but
Again.
not at the ground.
Not at the ground.
Yeah.
Just being a studious boy. But do you remember that game?
Studious boy.
101 all out.
I remember it to be less than 100. That was a Dushman Tha Chamira game, no? He picked up some wickets. Even this guy,
Chamira's been around for 6 years.
Sanaka also got some wickets on that day.
These guys have been around for 6 years.
Yeah,
Time
flies.
I might be confusing.
Time
I
some
think
other game,
I
but
think
think
Anirudh
that's
Suresh might be the only person who remembers India Sri Lanka bilateral game.
Bilateral game.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But no, I think India should really think about rolling these guys over quick and just like, I've not seen a spanking in a while. When we talk about football
Okay.
spankings, 8-0.
Avnish, if you haven't seen a
Oh,
spanking,
it's going away. It's going in. It's going away. Oh, fuck. Stop bowling this.
Balls per boundary. Thanks. They've also adopted our style.
So, in the pantheon of great kits that India have, where does this sit for you boys?
very low.
Very low. Do you like the blue? It's just
I don't like the two colors. I mean,
Yeah.
if they had to put two colors, then the other color should have been very different.
Yeah.
Why would you have two shades of blue?
Two-faced.
But so you like this one, or do you like the one that we won the last World Cup, which was just like
Last World Cup was a
That 92 retro.
throwback.
yeah, was it no? It was just like a navy blue with like orange.
I
Yeah,
think
that is a throwback.
I think they should have gone back to the 2007 T20 World Cup. Just that light blue.
Mm,
We have not seen that for a while.
yeah, we've not seen
Yeah,
light
But wasn't
blue.
that too light?
But
It's
they've,
fine,
since then
not
they've
seen
gone darker and darker. Since 2009 New Zealand series, they wore the
Oh
dark
yeah,
color.
the dark one.
And since then they've kept the dark shade.
Even the 2009 World Cup, we had the dark shade. Remember?
Yeah.
The World Cup in
Since
the UK.
2011, it's just been dark days also.
Yeah.
Dark days as well. So one sec. So this is Boucher's last. His last assignment's the World Cup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
last season was the World Cup.
Okay.
And after that,
he has to come to the mini auction.
Oh my
like,
God!
straight to the mini auction.
When is the mini auction, by the way?
No
I think
clue.
December. I think
Have
that's
they
what the
announced?
report says. No, I think the report says it'll be in December.
Yes.
Mid-December.
So we shall be curious to find out the dates as soon as possible.
Yeah. So do you think Cameron Green is logged for
Woo! That's a
for
shout.
the most expensive player in this year's mini auction?
Yeah, maybe. Sam Curran.
Oh, for an auction, yeah, 100%.
Who else is there?
I think Green, Shanaka,
Brook,
Shanaka.
Harry Brook, Will
Harry
Smith,
Brook,
Will Smith.
Will Smith, maybe not,
Yeah.
but like Brook because like he's got this exposure against Pakistan.
Yeah,
Uncle
somebody
Jane.
like Reece Topley might get.
One of those conditions where Boovie would have taken another 5 for Lowell.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Agreed.
maybe.
It's
maybe.
conducive to pace, isn't it?
It's not conducive to pace. It's conducive to just swing.
Oi!
Because Deepak Chahar was bowling 125. That's not pace. That's
The-
like Ganguly pace, maybe.
Yeah, 100 IQ move from India. Don't have to worry about death bowling if you bowl the opposition out before the 16th over.
60 chess move.
Yeah. Good point, man.
Mm.
Honestly, we didn't see that,
Yeah.
to be fair.
No one will talk about death overs if you just
Yep.
Finished them off.
Which is ridiculous. I mean, by the way, we did a fantasy preview as well with Gurkirat, who will be joining in due course. Check out all our teams.
If the due course arrives.
If the due course arrives. Right now, you guys are watching us. You're enjoying 3FRs. It can't get better than this. It's cricket.com royalty here. All the others are just bits and bobs. We
Wow.
throw them in for good
Gurkirat, if
measure.
you're watching this, you know where to attack. It'll give you his residence also.
All right, so we are going for 3 on the trot, hopefully, from both ends.
11889. Wow.
Parnell.
Oh,
Ooh.
nicely played.
People still bat with a Baz bat. It's like really old school. It's so
He is
old school.
He's pretty old school.
Yeah, he's pretty old school, honestly. He's from the Virat Kohli era.
Baz bat. I remember Navjot Sidhu used to bat with a Baz bat.
Really?
Oh, that's too
Or
old school.
BDM.
Oh, it was BDM. Yeah,
BDM.
not Baz, yeah.
BDM.
Guys, who do you think will be India fifth bowler?
Plus
bowlers,
Hardik.
Or 5 bowler plus Hardik.
Bumrah. A fit
Of
Bumrah.
course, fit Bumrah, fit Hardik, and then
Arshdeep.
Oh,
okay, Bumrah, Arshdeep,
Harshal.
I would pick Harshal over Bhuvi.
Yeah.
Harshal over Bhuvi. Okay.
And then Aksar has to be there.
You're
Akshar.
picking Harshal over Bhuvi for 2 main reasons. One, all face bowler, arguably. Okay, like middle and dead.
Yeah, I mean,
And batting.
he offered some variety with his slower ones and all, and he can bat.
But Bhuvi is new ball specialist
Only new ball.
Hmm.
Three overs up
and
front
experience. That's
Okay.
5 points.
Okay, bhai. Okay, let's
Yeah.
go back to it. And I think Chahal and Ashwin, depending on the opposition. So if
So it's a
against South Africa, Sri Lanka, West Indies, I
matchup
would pick-
basically.
But do you
I'll
think
pick
Chahal is
Ashwin.
incredibly lucky the fact that we don't have any other person to give him
not
a run
really.
for
How
his
is he
money?
lucky? I mean, ideally he should have played the last World Cup, but he didn't.
No, I mean we do have Ravi Bishnoi.
Yeah.
Just that
Ravi
he was
Bishnoi,
unlucky to miss because
Rahul
of Ashwin.
Chahar,
I mean Rahul Chahar didn't perform
even
pretty
Kuldeep.
well,
I mean, I know
yeah.
they've not performed, but I mean,
yeah, we do have plenty of
assuming
spinners.
they would have done well in this IPL.
So when you spoke to Dan about leg spinners and whether they should always play T20s, what was his thoughts?
yeah, I
He
mean,
said must pick, right? Yeah.
he said, well, wrist spinner is a must pick.
Do
But
you
then-
agree with that? That we have to play a wrist spinner? Why can't
Not
we play
really, I
Ashwin and
think-
Akshar like today?
Not really, if you think about it. Delhi Capitals, they
Yeah.
played
CSK.
Ashwin and Aksar, did well. CSK has done well.
As long as
And
it's
if you
2
think about-
spinners turning the ball in different directions.
Exactly. See, if you go back to Mumbai Indians in the 2020 campaign, which was I think the best
Yeah.
campaign for any,
So they had
T20s.
Chahar.
they had Chahar and Krunal, but against
Right.
all Delhi games they played
Jayant
Jayant
Yadav.
Yadav,
Correct.
which was 4 times. So
Yeah.
essentially it
But
was. it
that was
wasn't
only
really
for Dhawan. Who else did they have? Or Hetma and people?
Pant.
Oh, Pant as well. Pant as well.
But I mean that's interesting. So you
Oh, the Thai fires out,
Mhm.
dude. Shiki D.
Shikidi.
Shikhar Dhawan, by the way, met him
NCA.
at No Speak, 10 Speak Easy. So if you guys know, you know. He was there with like a Mumbai cop, went there Saturday night to celebrate my birthday, and he gave us a wave. Definitely wanted to
देख रहे
ask
हो
him
भाई?
at cricket.com.
See that?
देख रहे हो हमारे celebrity को?
Yeah.
Parnell is still around.
जब party
Parnell
करने-
is still around. We spoke about Ankur, the fact that he was messing about with Rahul Sharma and the Pune Warriors. Those IPL days were wild. Honestly, absolutely
Yeah.
wild.
Those are meant to be wild.
Parnell has a longevity. Shoaib Malik, no one comes close to Shoaib Malik. Him, Chris
Gayle.
Gayle, all legends. Because
Yeah.
Malik, I think, played his first game in '99. Then he played in 2000, 2010, 2020 as well. So
He's still not retired officially.
But DK is giving them a good run.
Good, yeah, definitely good run. Oh, that's a very good
that
shot.
is a top
Yeah.
shot.
पर इस सब में मिस हो गया भाई अपना सेलिब्रिटी
Yeah,
जब पार्टी मनाने जाता है मैं शिखर धवन आ जाता
He
है
just-
And I saw
He just
Ishan
name
Kishan.
drops.
I saw Ishan
किशन
Kishan.
किशन भी है
See, he just name drops.
And he
people.
was-
and what are you saying?
Yeah.
He was walking on the road. He met Harshal Patel.
Yeah,
no,
Harshal
that's still. I
Patel.
had to come to office. I didn't have to go to a party.
You
so
know,
that's
honestly,
expensive.
we're blessed to
Celebrity
have
road.
our office in and around the Chinnaswamy Stadium, in and around like Lavelle Road, because a lot of cricketers wander around because they have, of course, the NCA. So they're just chilling. So Jadeja's in town, Dhawan's in town. One day we're going to just get all these boys in.
Did you see the Jadeja? though?
If BCCI permits.
If BCCI, please.
BCCI, please, if you're watching this,
Please, Dada bye.
Will be our official content partner.
हम कभी बुराई नहीं करेंगे.
Yeah.
सौरव गांगुली जिंदाबाद.
Yeah.
No,
जय
no, sorry.
शाह.
Re-election, re-election.
No, we are not selling our souls, sir. Sorry.
So it is 3 apiece, guys. And
That's a very
Arshdeep-
good shot.
Ooh.
Next was straight to Ashwin.
Oh,
Or stick
Oh,
to
he
Rohit.
wants a run,
bullseye.
and he gets it
Even
on.
Ashwin can swing, no? You remember
Yeah.
his swinging dismissal
Stop.
of Alistair Cook?
hmm.
Ashwin has how many deliveries, like varieties?
So his stock delivery is a leg spin.
Okay, I thought stock
No,
delivery is a
no.
bunker.
No.
Oh,
Interesting.
Good shout out to Deepthi Sharma here.
I thought you were giving a shout
And
out
Charlie
to Mankad.
Dean.
Okay.
But yeah, that was. Do they wander apparently some 72
See,
times?
I don't know about. I don't think they did.
And Heather Knight
honestly.
was like, no, they liked us.
Pressure में आके दीप्ति ने बोले हमने बोला था उनको."
Yeah, and Harmanpreet's
But
like,
if you remember that entire clip, didn't Herman just tell her ki, do it?
Kar le, kar le.
She simple something like this ki uda de.
Kar le.
There's nothing wrong if
Yeah.
there evidence. I mean, there's a great tweet. There's a great thread from
the
Peter.
Peter, the
yeah,
Peter. Yeah.
and it says that
Oh,
72.
catch that.
Oh, 72 times. So that's not like. I mean,
Okay, clearly
Yes.
Pandal cannot play the short ball. Clearly.
Yeah, clearly. Struggles.
he's in the Shreyas Iyer mold.
Good old Nitin Menon's back. He was busy away doing a couple of games.
But
for
how
the
well he
ICC.
was in that series. I think he just gave one bad decision.
Yeah.
Only one decision was overturned as far as I
The
remember.
India-Australia one,
Turn,
right?
No. The England,
Okay.
South Africa
England,
Test
South
series.
Africa.
Yeah.
Punjab
Swing is
Kings.
king.
Yes.
Swing is king. Borrowed your line.
It is. Yes,
Yes.
they're
Or did
watching.
you borrow their line?
I wish I
Or
was.
are you working for them?
I
don't
wish I
know.
was. It's just the gift of the gab with regards to me. Maybe Punjab Kings.
Did he won or just for one for the over? I think.
We took the tweet. There's so many moments where we've just gone, I think we should make a compilation of all the 5
the
wickets and you guys
O's.
literally see.
All the O's.
The oohs and
Pretty
ahs
crazy.
completely.
Awaaz aaya.
Oh, they're going
aaya,
up.
aaya.
They're going up.
Oh, I love our
Interesting.
road.
हमको तो आवाज नहीं आया क्योंकि हम म्यूट पे देख रहे हैं.
Which is nice.
What's like DK is not playing this game, right?
No, he's playing it.
Oh, but,
But
he's not
whenever
keeping.
Pant plays, he keeps.
Yeah.
They know DK's keeping skills.
Pant gives Rohit in terms of Chubbs a run for his money now.
Oh.
Pant after Rohit for sure.
So Keshav Maharaj is padding. I think Mark Pocher should also pad up and say, I got this.
No run, not
I
now.
got this.
Man, but like, do you think South Africa can do what India have done to them?
There's
Rabada,
a huge
Nokia.
gap, no? There's a huge gap.
It's not out.
Yeah.
There's no
I think Surya Kumar Yadav is the only one who is very convinced. He's like, go for it.
As soon as
telling
you
you.
see that seam sort of changing direction even slightly, then you just know. You just know.
See, they're still showing Surya who's. I think Rishabh Pant is the last person who should ask
Rohit
for a
is
DRS.
furious. He's furious with Rishabh.
It is clear Rishabh Pant कोई सुनता नहीं है. वो
Okay,
बोलता भी होगा कि आवाज नहीं आई,
let's have a
आवाज नहीं आई.
friendly bet. Who's bowling the next over?
Akshar Patel.
Okay, I would say Ashwin.
Yeah.
Ashwin around
I
the
think
wicket to
Deepak
mark
Chahar-
him.
I think Deepak Chahar
Deepak
will
Chahar.
finish with him.
It's an-
Good shout.
But
Taking a
unfortunately,
page at Dhoni's book.
Yeah, that's
Dhoni's
what
done
I was
that
saying.
multiple times, right?
yeah. He doesn't, I mean, I can't
One
say
sec,
trust, but
speaking of
doesn't use.
Dhoni, I think I sent you this in Insta. He's done that Oreo.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is
2000s.
that?
Yeah.
I've not seen that ad. I mean, I
But it's
just know the gist because
Bro, that's
people are talking about it.
ridiculous. Introspect. We'll play
In
Ashwin against
introspection.
England. If we meet in semis, Ashwin will be the game changer with the marketing.
Yeah. I
You are
read
right.
this somewhere
Good
today and I
matchup.
really found it fascinating. All teams actually should back up when they're playing against England and let's
Oh,
see
yeah.
if they man good or not.
That's a good matchup.
100%. It's only happened to them. What's your take on the attacking and defensive spinner? I personally believe we got to have both one type at each end. Like
That's true.
RR had this IPL.
No,
RR were
that's-
blessed, dude.
Yeah. No, that's why this is interesting. I mean, we are having this discussion.
But the best defensive spinner we have right now is Ashwin.
Ashwin. Yeah,
Ashwin.
but you don't have an attacking spinner, right? Because Akshar Patel is also a defensive. So,
No,
do you think
Chahal-
you'll go with?
So
No,
Chahal
I'm
is,
saying-
Chahal is an attacking spinner.
No, I'm saying in this playing
In this
11.
11.
In this 11.
But let's talk about the long run.
No, I'm saying in this
But
playing 11,
sometimes
who would you want
Chahal-
to be aggressive? Who do you say that? Okay, you're going to
I
be.
think Ashwin has the qualities of becoming both.
Okay. So he's done that.
Oh
Oh
my god, what a ball that is.
And even Akshar, yeah. I mean, Akshar. See, I feel everyone underrates him a lot.
Ashish Vaishnav. South Africa can do with the kind of bowling that they have, but for that, they need to have a good score on the board.
yes.
But what is a good score?
Yeah, that can be subjective.
Yeah, let us know what a good score is because the power play right now is nearly getting completed.
So actually, this is a
30 for
very
5.
interesting. I mean, this can be a very interesting question if you think about it. From here on, what should South Africa look to achieve? Should they just look to bat out the overs and target like 120, or should they?
You know what I'm
still
thinking
keep on
about, so
hitting?
we mentioned the venues in this. Oh, no run there. Mentioned the venues in this. Have India kind of looked at all the green pitches around the country in Manila? Let's factor
There is
them in.
no I think
Indoor?
there's no green pitch around in the country. Every pitch is subject to change. Pune in a span of 2 years, they had that 100 wala pitch.
Yeah.
That pitch where Steve O'Keefe literally made his career, and then a pitch where
Flat.
England made 360 and we chased 360
Yeah.
in an ODI, and it was all
Kedar
in a
Jadhav.
space of
Kedar Jadhav.
it was
Yeah.
all in the space of 12 months. So India में कोई ऐसा नहीं है कि ये pitch ऐसा ही है.
Yeah.
Except Chepak. That we can like for sure say.
No, but I'll come back to that. I'll just take Bastev's comment. Bastev goes on to say this is the kind of match that makes a journalist covering the game happy, no matter how much they pretend otherwise. Our man Hardik must be dancing in joy right now. Yes. Not Hardik Pandya because he's rested, but Hardik Vora is on the live
But I
blog,
don't
so
think
catch him.
Yeah, it'll be a. Will you see him dancing?
Yeah.
No,
It'll
but
be
one
very
second.
weird
So,
if you see that.
we're doing another Play and Focus with Arshida. So I'm speaking to him, and he said about how Virat created this whole fast bowling revolution. Him, Ravi Shastri, and Bharat Arun requested the BCCI to make it a part of the mandate to have 4 millimeters extra grass in each pitch across venues. So instead of teams in Ranji playing just the two seamers and going for a 2-2, they were like playing 3. So that increased the pool. And that's like, it makes me think about why India now having so much of depth in fast bowling, where 10 years, 15 years ago, it was never the case.
Yeah, true. I mean, Ravi Shastri made that very famous statement. No, we wanted to get pitch out of the equation.
Yes. Also, he said that bowlers. I mean, the best way to become a number one side is to pick wickets. So yeah.
But I really feel slightly.
Oh, that's Ashwin.
It's
Ashwin.
Yes.
So slightly trickier times around the corner because right now there is an over dependence on Bumrah and Shami in tests, and we have not really.
For sure.
Introduced someone else to cover up as a third,
Siraj.
as a fourth. I mean Siraj, but
I think Siraj and
Prasid
Prasid Krishna.
potentially.
Yeah.
but he has not played, right?
He's not played
Unless
that much.
he's played, we never know.
Ashwin into the attack.
That's a
Ashish
drifter.
will take your comment right now, which you're going to say, yes, batting out of the full quota should be the first target. The runs will follow. Anything about 110, 120 should
be enough. I mean, enough.
But backing
enough given the situation, or enough in an overall sense.
You know what? Regardless, I generally think if we're chasing 80 or 90 or 110 as well, why not just throw Rishabh Pant as an opener? Rohit can just come in later because right now, Rohit's looked all right, or would you not change because they're so close to the World
I mean, but that doesn't solve anything, right?
I know, but like because it's just going to be a walk home, like if you're chasing 90 or 100.
See, inevitably, if Pant comes into this 11, he'll have to learn to bat outside the power play. Because if they want him to open, they would have not rested him for the West Indies series and would have opened with him instead of Surya Kumar Yadav.
In fact, Pant was captain the last time South Africa played here.
Yes.
Earlier this year, and
Ishan
so many
Kishan was
changes.
opening.
Yeah, so many changes from that team to this team.
Yeah, and just think about it. He was the captain of the team
Exactly.
against this opposition like 3 months back, and now he's not even in the 11, the first choice 11.
I mean, South Africa didn't have, I think, Bavuma then, or they did, and then Maharaj.
No, they did. He got injured in the 4th game of that.
But yeah, all our CDC friends in the comments below, thank you so much for getting involved. Much more from you guys, of course. Let us know if you have any cricketing doubt or chat that you want to, conjure up on this watch along. We will be there for y'all.
So we have a stat.
Yep. So
1 second. What's your assessment on Rohit and Rahul so far? We'll come to you, Pratik, in just a bit. But what were you saying? A stat?
No, I mean, one of the good things about the app is we have all these venue details, and if you would have gone to the venue details for this game,
you've seen it's pace friendly.
It said that this venue is bowler friendly, pace friendly, and the average first innings over 127.
And look, even though 2 internationals have just been played here, they're taking into consideration, I think, all the other 12 T20s plus the 2 internationals.
Yeah.
So that's a sample size of 14, but that's still, good numbers to see what's happening here. But you guys can check it out in the cricket.com app. There's lots more, actually. There is the matchups tool as well, where right now one's going on as we speak. Ashwin against Parnell. I mean, Ashwin against left-handers just generally are a matchup, but look at him, how his paces have been so far.
So he has Parnell and Rabada to bowl to.
Yeah.
Even Maharaj.
Maharaj is a righty. Maharaj is a righty.
Shamsi is a righty.
Righty.
Shamsi is a righty. I've never come to think of it. I've never seen Shamsi bat.
1 second. Let's take Pratik's comment right now. Pratik Kandari going on to ask us just a while ago your assessment of the Rohit Rahul Dravid duo so far. Love them both, to be fair. Love Dravid more, obviously. But, like, have they been unlucky because they've had so many different captains and all of that? I know like Edgbaston was like something to cry about. Asia Cup defeat. What was the biggest disappointment so far?
See, I think if we talk about Rohit and Rahul in particular, I think it's something we've touched upon earlier as well. They've gotten a very few games to actually work together, but too many experimentations.
Too many.
Yeah.
And why is that? Do you think because they just want to give people a chance?
I mean,
They've been plagued by injuries.
not really. There have been too many. Inexplicable resting, right? I mean, Arshdeep was rested for Australia T20s. I mean, he's a young bowler who just played T20s.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you rest him? There is no reason. It's just they just want to. They're tweaking a lot. I mean,
and from series to series, you're just seeing the team change. Like, there's no Avish right now, but Avish obviously is injured.
No, but they gave Avish a fairly decent run.
No, but I think what Rohit said was that they considered Avish as the Umesh Yadav situation, but Avish was still not recovered fully, so they couldn't pick.
See, the major disappointment is obviously losing that test in England, but they won all the T20 series that they've played in. But of course, Asia Cup was just the only blemish. I don't think people will question them because there's still 3 big chances in the next 9 months: the World Test Championship, the T20 World Cup, of course, later this month. Next month. But and
ODI
World Cup. So
in backyard.
That will be the real thing.
Yeah, but I think I would have loved if India would have started with a different split captaincy right away after Virat, stepped down
and given it to whom in tests.
Very difficult to,
because in white ball there's still options.
Yeah.
Tests, because Hardik comes to mind, KL comes to mind, but in tests, like, it's not inevitable.
I think
right?
Pant is probably the closest.
I would still say Bumrah because Bumrah was
for a while at least.
For a while.
No, but Bumrah won't play all the test matches.
Should.
At home, why would you want to play him?
You really
agreed, but do we need those points? We need those points.
Is the bigger question.
No, but we need those points in terms of World Test
call it right. That's if you don't call it right, that's a long.
The 6 remaining tests that we have in the World Test Championship, which are all non-fast bowling conditions, 4 against Australia at home and 2 against Bangladesh away. Bumrah will play them because we need to win those 6.
Yeah.
The question is, why would you want to play him?
So if you're going to, would you play?
Play Siraj and then play one of the other pacers, Shami and Siraj, and then play 3 spinners. That's as good as enough. Because second over you're going to bring Akshar Patel. You're not going to.
India are anyway going to play 3 spinners.
Agreed.
So that's not going to change.
So then,
but I think if Bumrah is fit, he won't be arrested from the tests because they are tests.
That's there, but again, you have to look at the the bigger picture, right?
Definitely.
The World Cup is there.
At least against Bangladesh, I would want them to bleed in Prasidh Krishna or whoever they figured out.
That's a great shot.
That is. What a shot that is. That's gone for 6.
How aesthetic he looks.
He's too good. Honestly, he's too good. And the CPL final is going to be coming soon. Are you guys going to watch that?
I don't know. Maybe if you're not burnt out by cricket, maybe.
By the way, what's happening in England, Pakistan, guys?
It's still 15 minutes to start.
Oh, shit. It's still 7:43. It feels like this has gone on forever.
Have they
But here we go. We're putting up a venue particular stat right now. And we also have Gurkirat waiting in just a bit.
Just add Gurkirat in.
And we can also get Bishan on if Bishan's listening or watching. Oh, what a ball that is. Woo. Let's just go back to that venue a bit. Sorry for that, because we were just trying to make a comparison of how Trivandrum or Thiruvananthapuram has fared in terms of T20s. 127, that's the magical number. But that doesn't give lots of batsmen out there pretty good feelings and vibes. 43% team winning first, and 14 games is still a big one. So, yeah, good stats there. Cricket.com, check it out more in terms of the app and the website. South Africa 42 for 5, 8 overs up. Oh, that's gone. That's 42 for 6. Surely. Oh, that's a good shout. I think they're going to review this. Yeah. They have to review this.
Karle bhai.
Rohit asking, waiting. Surely wants to do a Virat. He wants to do a Virat. He doesn't do a Virat, but he takes it anyway. That's gone. That is gone. Harshal Patel showing I can get hit for 6 even on this pitch. By the way, Harshal Patel, how many 6s he conceded this year? 33, which is the most.
Now,
That's the most.
Which is the most for any bowler in any year in T20 international cricket.
Yeah.
That is fucked up. And he's an RCB player. Like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
Guess the other
Ow.
RCB player who went for 31 sixes.
Hasaranga.
No,
No.
Siraj.
We just have all of them.
Zampa.
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 Oh my god, yeah. Just have
We
all
have
of them.
3 RCB represents.
That's gone.
That is gone.
That is
Pretty
plum
close. That's it.
as they come. That is absolutely.
England have made some
Yeah,
changes to their 11.
I'll just
Harry Brooks
Sean,
starts.
Shaunak, if you guys
No,
are
that's
hearing, please add Gurkirat.
Add Gurkirat
He's there.
and add Bishan as well. Hi Gurkirat, how are we this evening?
Very good. Really happy with how
Wait,
the
we
games
can't hear you.
progressed.
You will sort it out.
Oh, that's gone. India.
That's gone. I
India
told you
retained a
so.
review.
42 for 6.
Let's roll that
It's a
comment back
joke.
on Harshal Patel. After getting hit for a 6, he gets the wicket. No, we still can't.
We got Bishan as well. Bishan, nice to see you, my friend. How
Hi.
are we this evening? See if you can go
Avnish,
landscape
all
mode,
good.
Bish.
Nice to see you too. Hi, everybody.
Hi,
You need to
can you hear
speak.
me?
Yeah, I think they need to
Sure.
speak a little bit more.
Can you hear me now?
No, we can't hear you. We'll just figure it out. Shaunak, the background help
Bishan,
that
can
we'd
you
like
hear me?
to know.
I can hear you. I can hear all of you.
No,
Okay.
No,
I don't
both
think
of
it's
them.
mute.
My
Just
mic's
check if the
fixed.
system's on mute.
No,
generally.
system is not on mute.
There's 65 comments. Honestly, why aren't we getting them on the screen? What are we doing, gentlemen? But yeah, just a technical error. We're just waiting for the lads to be heard. Yeah, can you hear us now?
Loud and clear, Avnish. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I could hear you. Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
just-
No. Try the real. Yeah.
real tech. The real tech.
The
Right,
real
right.
Bishan can hear me.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
I
can
can
hear you.
Yes,
We
Yep,
can
we
hear
I
you
can
and
hear- I
change the
can hear
frame.
everyone.
Change the frame. Make us big. And put those in the two. Right, guys. Nice to see you all. I will start with Bishan because Gurkirat always has a say in cricket.com, which we love to hear. But Bishan coming back stronger than before. How are we this evening, Bish? Have you been rubbing your eyes? 42 for 6. This sounds like stick cricket or book cricket.
More than feeling happy for India, I'm actually feeling bad for South Africa. It feels like India of the 90s when you go on a foreign tour and then you start the series really badly. The first half an hour, you're always nervous. I feel for South African fans. Now, India has become that place that's tough to travel to. And yeah, I mean, great for India, but I'm feeling bad for South Africa. It's heading for a one-sided victory, is what you'd say at this point, not what you want from any T20 game.
Yeah, I think they wanted to be more clinical, is what Rohit Sharma said after that Australia series. When Gurkirat, which wicket pleased you the most? Was it that Chaharin swinger of Bavuma? Was it Arshdeep? Swing is king, is what Punjab Kings have tweeted. Getting Miller out. Talk to me about the best wicket tonight.
Another swing.
No, I liked the wicket of Miller a lot more because there was a very little hint of outswing, and then
Yeah.
the ball deviated in the air itself, and the huge with Arshdeep, we are not used to seeing those kind of wickets because he's mostly used at the death by Punjab, and India have also used him at that. With Chahar, you expect that, but with Arshdeep, that kind of a wicket was unexpected, and he bowled beautifully in that over.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of comments coming through, by the way. Really appreciate it. Lots of love for Gurkirat in the comments, and that's why we've got him on cricket.com. We've played our cards smart.
Expecting
Devesh going on to say Gurkirat, big fan. Bish, I'm sure there's lots of people going to be listening to you as well. Now, what I want to ask you is, who is the person that you're leaving out in terms of India's starting 11? Harshal, Bhuvi, Arshdeep, Bumrah, they can all start. But for you, who misses out in the first 11?
I don't know if this is the popular opinion. I wouldn't play Bhuvi.
Yeah.
And
Umesh is just the
the
same
reason-
mindset.
Yeah, so we share that unpopular opinion.
I don't think it's unpopular anymore in India. Yeah.
Yeah,
fair
go
enough.
on.
I mean, I'm not saying it only because he has given away 15 to 20 runs in 3 or 4 games back to back bowling at the death, right? But it's that if you don't have the pace, and for some reason Bhuvi doesn't seem to have the pace that he had a couple of years ago. He was bowling 140 plus, and if you can't regularly hit your Yorkers at the death, then you can't really expect him to do much. And I think that's the reason why Bhuvi misses out. But I don't think it's unpopular. I mean, I'm not saying it only because he has given away 15 to 20 runs in 3 or 4 games back to back bowling at the death, right? But it's that if you don't have the pace, and for some reason Bhuvi doesn't seem to have the pace that he had a couple of years ago. He was bowling 140 plus, and if you can't regularly hit your Yorkers at the death, then you really can't play purely as a opening bowler, and because you can't bowl four overs up top either. So you can't be a pure bowler bowling only in the power play. That just can't work. And the fact is we have a lot of variety. I mean, Bumrah is a shoe-in into the squad, of course. Arshdeep as a left armer brings that variety to the attack, and for that reason, I'm keen to play Arshdeep. And you saw in the Asia Cup, even in the games that we lost, he seemed to hold his nerve fairly well at the death, so he can bowl up top and down in the slog overs as well. And I mean, Harshal, I know that on his comeback, he hasn't been as good as we have seen him to be in the past, but I don't want to judge him too early. It's only been a couple of games. He's not played in a while. So let's give him a
Fully
little bit
agree
of
with you,
time, and I think he'll come good.
But Bish, like how often have we seen India pick experience more than skill set? And this is a conversation I think Gurkirat and Som was having with Dan Weston earlier in the week as well. And experience always seems to be the guy who gets given the nod, and skill set, throw him out of the door.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, but on the fast bowling front, and it's true, especially with our batting, for this
Yeah.
World Cup, I think there was an opportunity here to pick a bunch of youngsters who go bang bang right from the top. 1 to 6 could have all been batsmen playing at a 150 plus strike rate. And that would, of
Exactly.
course, have taken a bunch of very brave selectors to drop guys like KL or Virat, of course, and Virat's looking to be in great form, so it doesn't even seem like a realistic, sensible option at this point. But it would be nice to see guys like Ishan and Sanju and Rutu all bat back to back to back and have guys giving you a potential of 200 plus every game, which also means you'll sometimes get 130 all out. That's a chance that you take, sure. But we are not seeing that in the bowlers. You're seeing that we are picking youngsters regularly, whether it's Bishnoi or Arshdeep or Harshal. We are picking them regularly in the playing 11. So I think we are more experimental with our bowling and less so with our batting. So I'm still hopeful that you'll see on the bowling front skills getting picked over experience.
Okay. Let's take one from Gurkirat in terms of the fans first and foremost. GS going on to ask you, Gurkirat, here. Will India lose a wicket in the first over two, or are spinners capable of countering the swing? Whatever you want to make of that.
Oh well, I think they can. It's because they would have seen what's happening. So, and also it doesn't look like that India would be chasing a huge total. So
And plus,
yeah,
Rabada and Nokia are not out and out swing bowlers, are they?
भाई
yeah,
सच बताओ
they aren't.
जीएस भाई को
But
पैसे लगाने हैं कि पहले ओवर में विकेट गिरेगा कि नहीं गिरेगा.
Bookie का tip है.
no, but there is Parnell. I'm actually surprised that why Jansen didn't play. Looking at the pitch, but again,
Yeah.
if probably Jansen would have played, their batting would have become even more shorter because Parnell at 7 isn't a lot of batting depth anyway, and
Right.
Jansen I feel is
Yeah, but Gurkirat, looking at the wicket, they could have supported or gone with their strength and not pick two spinners, right?
yeah probably could have dropped Shamsi. Probably could
Or
have dropped
Maharaj.
Shamsi.
Maharaj, I mean, Shamji is still a good
Maharaj they
T20.
wouldn't have dropped. Maharaj they wouldn't have dropped because Maharaj also offers something with the bat, and Maharaj is also one of those spinners who will take the ball away from the right handers that India have, as opposed
Yeah,
to
maybe,
Shamsi
but
bringing it in.
definitely.
One
Jansen
second,
should
talking
play.
about a person who takes the ball away from people, Ashwin does that. And Devesh, we were talking about it just 5 or 10 minutes earlier before the boys jumped on. The fact that Ashwin's one of the best defensive spinners. Gurkirat has believed that opinion as well. And look, he always supplements the other spinner, right? If we saw that with RR as well, right? Like Chahal being the guy getting all the dividends, but Ashwin doing the tidy work. And sometimes you need those kind of players, and Ashwin's perfect for that. Even his last over was just brilliant, even though it's against Parnell. Like, he's a very crafty bowler. But, I mean, do you think you would still pick him over Chahal?
मजा तो आएगा जब ये आरआर में साथ खेलेंगे कि भाई
Yeah.
या तो तू खेलेगा या मैं खेलूंगा.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
But I think India will go horses for courses, like we said,
Yeah.
against a
Nee,
left
so
hand heavy side. They'll pick Ashwin.
So
One sec,
here's-
take this, boys. Take this, because Rajesh Jha makes a good point. If we want to have Arshdeep, we need to have Chahar, or else Harshal and Bhuvneshwar works. If we have both Arshdeep and Bhuvneshwar and Bumrah, our tail will be long with Chahal in it.
Exactly the point that we've made earlier, right?
Yeah.
So go with Harshal, Arshdeep, and Bumrah, so that Harshal is your number 8.
see how I see things and what I believe will be the best combination is that with Akshar logged in at 7, there's a possibility that India can also play Ashwin at 8, Harshal at 9, and then Bumrah and Arshdeep at 10 and 11.
Yeah.
And I won't be surprised if that eventually happens,
Yeah, same
especially
here.
if if someone like Ashwin has a good series and Harshal also does better than what Bhuvi has done in the last two series, because that adds some batting depth. Ashwin has really worked on his he Ashwin has always had the shots, but he's also worked at his power game,
भाई बताओ
which was
मजा कब
evident.
आएगा? मजा अब आएगा जब किसी मैच में 4 विकेट जल्दी गिर जाए और डीके के ऊपर अश्विन को भेज दे बैटिंग करने के लिए to give DK that ideal.
They have done it,
No,
no, against West Indies.
Yeah.
But they sent Aksar. Aksar is still an all-rounder.
No. I'm saying against West Indies.
They sent Ashwin over.
Ashwin and DK were batting after that.
Oh, yeah.
So they have done it.
I think that
Think-
happened in the first T20I at Taruba.
Yeah.
Brian
Yeah.
Lara
One
Stadium.
second. Thanks so much for getting involved, everyone. And let us know in the comments below what you guys want us to talk about. We will, of course, talk about random stuff. We will also talk about that India-Pakistan random chat that we want to have at some point. Do you think India have gotten themselves into a foreign captain of IPL team kind of situation by making Rahul vice captain? Look, I mean, let's not really throw the daggers out of KL. He's been having a couple of stinkers of series, but I think he should come good. Everyone in that Indian team management back him. Bish, would you kind of randomly not select KL Rahul because of the recency bias people have?
I honestly don't think it's a question of recency bias. KL has not been playing T20 cricket the way he should be playing it in an Indian cricket team. There are many teams in the world which need a KL, but the Indian cricket team has so much batting skill and talent and batsmen who play at a high strike rate that you just cannot afford to have waste 30 balls at top of the order and score 35 runs. You know?
Yeah.
And
When will
sometimes
the
when you
mindset change? He's mentioned strike rates and he's mentioned all these things, but really, like, he needs to start walking the talk, really.
yeah, now that will only really happen when he's feeling confident. And to feel confident, you need to have runs behind your back. And he's been trying to do that, but he's not been getting the big runs either. If at least the
Yeah.
big runs came, I think he had 150 or so. Even if he got the runs without the strike rate, he'd feel confident enough to go out and express himself in the next game. But he's just not been getting those big runs,
Guys,
to get that confidence back.
I have a counter question here. Do you think picking a vice captain helps at all? I mean, we were just discussing that Pant was the captain when South Africa were here 3 months back, and now he's not even in the first 11. I mean, I don't see any point in having a vice captain for the team. I'll give you a few reasons. I was actually listening to this discussion, which was between Michael Vaughan and someone else. He said that there is absolutely no need for a vice captain, because if a captain is in a test match, if captain has to take a break for 30 minutes, he can just ask anyone to just lead for that period when he's out. And
Yeah.
if a captain is sure to miss a game, they can actually, that gives the management the flexibility to choose a captain who's ideally likely to play in the 11 as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see any reason to picking any vice captain. And even if
I'd say
KL Rahul is vice captain,
I'd say the only reason to pick a vice captain is to create within the team a think tank to give responsibility, so that it's not
The
only
bounce
one
ideas
person.
of-
but again, in modern age, do we really need a think tank? Because there is a head coach, there's a bowling coach, there's a batting coach, there's a fielding coach, and then you have the
Exactly.
captain. I mean, it's already a very big
No, but
think tank.
in Australia,
No, but you
when
want
India had Rahane, that actually helped them, him being the vice
Yeah,
captain.
but I mean, having someone like Rahane, who's, I mean, it's a different story with Rahane. Here with the T20
no,
side,
that's what. See, for example, if say Hardik is the vice captain,
Yeah.
then there are chances that there'll be something that he would have spotted.
so exactly what my point is. When there is an obvious candidate, it makes sense. Like a Ben Stokes being a vice captain to Joe Root might make sense, but here
Or like
it doesn't.
Kohli
right?
being a vice captain to Dhoni.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or how Rohit was to Kohli.
Yeah.
But here it
No,
doesn't make
but-
sense because you are literally
Here's
throwing
what
it out there.
here's what I feel like. I don't think that you particularly need to be a vice captain or any particular. You probably don't even need to be in the leadership group. I think to give an insight. I mean, there are team meetings that happen anyway. So if you
Yeah.
spot an insight as a team player anyway, you should be sharing it with your captain. So I don't particularly think that only when you are a vice captain or if you're a part of the leadership group that you should be doing that. And coming to what Sumesh said about Kohli, what also happened during that time when Dhoni was the captain was that Kohli was the next big player anyway with his
Yeah,
performances. He had by default, he had promoted himself to the stature of being the vice captain, even when he wasn't the vice captain, because he was scoring those truckload of runs. With KL, it has happened because they feel that, after with Virat out of contention, they feel that he's the most skilled
Yeah.
batter that they have, right, and experienced too. But yeah, I tend to agree with Somesh on this, that I don't think being a vice captain really is a differentiator anymore. Apart from, maybe rewarding
Yeah,
a
I mean,
senior player with
And gone
something.
are the days.
I
I mean,
just
you
want
look
to
at all
argue the case for it, though. I mean, as a lawyer,
yeah.
is what I'm doing in my day job as well, trying to argue even when you don't believe in it. I don't believe in it here, but I'm just trying to argue it. That I I don't think in an ideal world, yes, you want your entire team to feel like leaders and contribute. But most often people don't take on responsibility when it's not required of them. You see it in workplace scenarios as well. People are just trying to sail along without trying to contribute, even though they may be able to. Why take a chance? Why stick
yeah,
my
but
neck out?
listen,
It's just
doesn't
imposing that feeling of leadership. And just the last one here, it's sure you have bowling coach, batting coach, etc. But you want leadership from the players as well. And I suppose there's one way of imposing it. Yeah.
Here's
yeah.
here's what I
But
feel.
in the
When
long run, wouldn't you want someone who's a natural at it rather than someone who's been imposed upon? Like, for example,
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
I'll take an example of CSK with Dhoni as the captain. They might have had Raina as the vice captain for a while and then Jadeja, but I'm pretty sure that if Dhoni wants an input, he would rather go to someone like a Faf du Plessis,
Yeah.
even though he's not an appointed vice captain.
Yeah.
But they have a
Fair.
leadership group in every cricket team and every
also
dressing group, right?
also with the case of Indian team is that, because you have so many players who are anyway captaining their IPL teams, right? uh, there is anyway, everyone also wants to sort of showcase that they can be the next captain, because it's also one of the most prestigious things that you
Yeah,
can achieve in your career. So, when you are already halfway through there by being an IPL captain, you want that your presence is making, and that you're making your presence felt in the leadership group. So I think it's different now with the Indian team, because there are always spotlights on you, with the cameras following you, because there's always this discussion that who's going to be the next captain and everything along with it. So yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think it's a big deal anywhere.
sorry. We're
And
basically talking about
now,
split captaincy as well. Will there be ever a situation where it could be split vice captaincy? With India going
I
around.
mean,
Vice cap. He's saying that vice captain should be split. That there should be 4 players who can do the.
Because
similar
even if
this
we
thing.
look back the years, all the great leaders have had good deputies. Like you look at maybe even like a Sankara
yeah, but
Mahela
the
or
game of cricket
Monty
now is
Gilchrist.
changed, right?
yeah, I mean,
In a
I don't.
way,
100%.
in a way, the captain is now the deputy for most
Yeah,
sides.
Yeah.
And it's going to become that way on all levels, because
yeah,
you won't have, three format captains going forward anyway. There was a lot of talk in the month of June, July, when Hardik was made the captain, and then Dinesh Karthik was made the captain of a few warm-up games, that India have had probably 8 or 9 captains. But
Yeah.
it doesn't matter, because if you see, before every game, sorry, before every series or and after every series, there was one common denominator, and that was Rahul Dravid coming up and taking a press conference, right, and
Yeah.
answering all those questions about selections and everything. So that pretty much told you that who's the boss, or to
who's in
quote
charge?
check the India, there was only one Gunda in the team,
Hmm.
Mm.
and that was Rahul
Indra,
Dravid. So
Indra Nagar ka gunda.
yeah. So uh, the role of captain has changed a lot from the days of, probably early 2000s, where the captain was deciding,
Yeah,
which coach they'll get. Now you see, even with the appointment of Ravi Shastri, when Ravi Shastri was made the coach, he brought along the bowling coach and the batting coach which he wanted. And because there were talks of Rahul Dravid being a batting consultant and Zahir Khan being a bowling consultant. And now again, when Rahul Dravid has been made the coach, Paras Bhamre is the bowling coach who was with him
But that's
in the
always the
India A
prerogative of the coach. It's been for decades. I mean, it was never that the captain picked the batting coach or the bowling coach. So, I mean, nothing's changed on that
No,
front, really, no?
it was not the captain picking it up particularly, but there used to be different appointments for it. But now, if you see, Paras Bhamre and I think who's Vikram Rathore, is it? if I'm not
Yeah.
wrong.
Vikram Ratha is the batting coach.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Paras
he's
Bhamre
tenured.
was with Rahul Dravid in the India under 19 circuit and A circuit as well, if I'm not wrong.
Fielding coach is the one who was
Oh, what
with
a shot
India
that
A.
is.
The
What a shot that is.
Yeah, I think this deputy and the vice captain thing made sense if a team is going on a long tour. I mean, it is made much more prominent in the Ashes and all those.
Yeah,
all
I
that.
just generally think there's so much cricket that you need to just keep chopping and changing, and every team will identify a leadership group, and then they'll cherry pick
I
that. Like
want to know
Turkey
how many of you remember what happened in the 2012 T20 World Cup with regards to captaincy.
Yeah, there was
There
some
was this
crazy captains. There was some
there
mad
was this
captains.
there was this very there was this brilliant anecdote that happened. Sri Lanka, they had Mahela Jayawardene as captain, if I'm not wrong, but because they were behind the over rate, they had a few couple of over rate offenses.
I think
They
Angela
made
Matthews.
Sangakkara
True.
I remember
the captain for one of the game, just so that if there is another over rate offense, Jayawardene doesn't get banned, right?
Yeah.
And post after that, ICC brought in
Yeah.
that rule. So I won't be surprised, going forward when the coaches control everything with the team, that you will have coaches pull off some of this shit in some way or the other, just to make sure that there are no bans or there are no such offenses.
Yeah, but and come to think of it, aren't the coaching and the management the only constant series by series? I mean, for India, even that is not true because we see VVS Lakshman coming in now and again. But it's not the captain anymore, right? I mean, Rohit Sharma is hardly. I mean, he's played what 60% of the series that India has played this year. So,
No, but I mean, see, my only question is, do you think the coaches in world cricket are that powerful that they can control? Because see, Australia, Aaron Finch controls most of the things. I don't think Andrew
but that
McDonald
is
has
that
that
is
big a say.
but that is
No,
slowly
but
changing,
before
right? With the analysts
Justin
coming in
Langer,
and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
was
So coach is not the one with
Yeah.
like
No,
all
but
power. There are like analysts,
Justin
and I think they
Justin
have
Langer
more
had
powers
quite
than the head coach.
Justin Langer had quite some powers. Like
Yeah.
Justin
Langer, I
Langer,
think even Baz McCullum has a lot of power. I think Boucher has a lot of power right now in
भाई
South
power की तो
Africa.
बात ही
Yeah,
मत
I
करो,
think
सबसे ज्यादा
one
power
thing that we have to recognize with cricket is, unlike sports like football or hockey, where the number of on-field decisions to be made are limited, right? In cricket, there are tons of on-field decisions to be made. So the role of the captain is never going to become of a true deputy where the coach is number one, because there are too many decisions to be taken on the field for the captain not to be relevant and for the captain not to have influence over his players. Sure, you see things from time to time like England and Sri Lanka, the coaching staff showing placards with numbers and codes on them to communicate stuff to the captain. But ultimately, on the field, it's the captain who takes those calls. And so I don't think you'll ever see the captain become irrelevant or a true deputy. Sure, the roles may change because of the amount of cricket that's played. Sure, they can't play every single game. You'll have split captaincy going forward. But the role of the captain, I don't think will ever really get sidelined, slightly diluted maybe, but he'll still have an important role to play.
Yep. And just to finish this already lengthy conversation, power की बात आती है तो we cannot forget Chris Silverwood. He was the red ball coach, the white ball coach, and also the head of selection, head of selectors. So,
and I think now it's a full change.
We've not seen a more powerful coach than Chris Silverwood ever.
Yeah, and he's got all the power, even more so Sri Lanka and winning that bloody Asia Cup. So well done, Chris Silverwood. And good question by Prateek, which, of course, a lengthy chat, like Somi said, but we like those from time to time. By the way, a nice stat attack here for you at the bottom of your screens. The last time South Africa batted against India, they registered their lowest T20 international total, 87 in Rajkot, which was, I think, a spin-friendly wicket. Now they're on the verge of registering a lower total than before. Only time will tell if...
Do you think they'll cross 87?
I think they will. I think they will. India, I mean, we would have ideally liked them to get bundled out for 60, 70. I don't think that is. Vishal going on to say, hello everyone, with our top four more or less fixed, what would be a 5, 6, 7 in any particular order? For me, it would be Hardik Pandya, DK and Akshar Patel. Boys, do you concur?
In this game?
In this game, it would be Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli and KL Rahul. Give the other boys some batting, man. Honestly, you're going to be chasing 90 odd. Give everyone some chances to bat. Maybe Akshar and Pant can open. Who knows?
I think not
Akshar
open,
Ashwin.
but they can
Avnish is talking like a gully cricket captain.
Yeah, I mean, look,
He
I think
bowled
Rohit...
first, so he bats last. He batted first today, so let him.
Srivatsan going on to say we should open with Rohit and Virat, and if Rahul keeps doing this, no point having someone like Virat and coming at 3 in huge run chases. His numbers, in fact, Srivatsan is better as an opener. We all know that.
But KL Rahul is working on his game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strike rates
That is what
are
he's
overrated.
He
told.
keeps saying.
Yeah.
Strike rates are overrated.
I just want to see one mad game where KL Rahul and Sur Sky both are in full flow.
Oh yeah, yeah. That'll
I
be.
mean,
14
I
overs.
can't even imagine how many runs can India put on that day.
Gurkirat, do you think KL Rahul will go back to that 14 ball 50 KL Rahul that we saw in IPL 2018? Like that mold, that mindset, that premeditation.
14 ball 50 is a difficult thing to achieve.
थोड़ा
But
ज़्यादा हो गया.
Yeah, but
Pat Cummins like, Narayan like.
Hi,
Yeah,
India
yeah,
knocked out after the
you-
first 2-3 games.
And if
Yeah.
they're facing a
but yeah, he I think he can go back to 20 ball. He can make 20 or 22 ball 50s. That he can. 14 ball 50s is something where you need everything, to hit the middle of the bat. And whenever I see someone making a 50 in, say 14, 15, 16 balls, I'm always reminded of how crazy is that record of 12 ball 50 by
12 ball
Yuvraj Singh.
50. Seriously.
Yeah.
Sure.
You basically
One
have to
second.
hit a 4 every ball, and even then you won't be able to break that record. That's a crazy record.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Even four of every ball still gives you 48 in 12 balls.
1 second. By the way, what slipped under the radar here is Ashwin's just bowled 20 balls in this match and just conceded 6. It's why he's the best defensive spinner going on right now, and he's bowling like he's giving Bhuvi a run for his money with
But
his
he's
swingers.
alternating. He's been attacking to Panel.
Oh, that's Gary.
Yeah, he's
That's
been
Gary.
bowling slow
Yeah, he's
to him.
spearing them in right now. Huh?
Yeah. So
Not
we have
really. He's bowling it at 91.
Yeah. Gurkirat, let's
Yeah,
take a
pretty
question
quick
for you
one,
from
yeah.
Piyush. Going on to say, do you think Bumrah's niggle will tempt Rohit and Dravid to include Shami in the first 15 as part from Bumrah? There's no hit the deck kind of bowler in India's squad. Just take Umran
Okay.
Malik.
So, to answer this to Piyush, so this is another misconception. Shami is not a hit the deck bowler. Shami is a very skiddy bowler, because
He's
if
kissed
Shami
the
was
deck. Kiss the deck.
Yeah, because if Shami was actually a hit the deck kind of a bowler, this last Test series in South Africa that India played, where the movement actually went down after the first 15-20 overs, then Shami would have been able to extract wickets through bounce. So Shami has never been a hit the deck kind of a bowler in any format. People have a lot of misconceptions about Shami, whether it be about him being a hit the deck bowler or him being a good T20 bowler. So I don't think anyway that now with Shami also being ruled out of this T20 series, I don't see Shami finding a way back into the 15. I think if there is someone who's unfit, then probably they'll draft Deepak Chahar in the squad, and Harshal, Bhuvi and Arshdeep will start. But I just think that they are being extra careful with Bumrah, because they know that Bumrah is someone who has the ability to hit the ground running, even if he's coming off a break. So
Bish,
I don't see Shami coming in now.
Bish, what are your thoughts on that? Because before Shami got COVID, he didn't play a single T20 for India since the last World Cup, and then randomly they've thrown him in the mixer. If he did well, it would have been more good headaches. But strange, did it surprise you at the time that Shami's back in the T20 scheme of things?
I always thought Shami should be part of the T20 squad, honestly.
Really? But why?
Yeah,
We have Bhuvi.
Bhuvi's not been at his best. Harshal, I never thought Harshal's a great T20 bowler. He's been effective from time to time, but we are picking him for his speciality at the death. He's not really a bowler who bowls at the top. So whereas Shami can really do both, and I know that his T20 numbers aren't great, right? He goes at 8-9 runs an over. He's always been fairly expensive, but he's always been fairly wicket taking as well. And you want those kind of players in your team. Someone who's quick, someone who moves the ball, someone who's exciting, someone who keeps you at the edge of your seat and can change the game.
Sorry to butt in here, but again, Shami's strike rate in this IPL in the power play was 21.8. Now the maximum balls any bowler can bowl in the power play is 18. So this is what I'm saying. There are so many misconceptions about Shami because of when he's on song he can do what he does best. But again, there's been this
But a
misconception.
strike rate of 21 is actually pretty good.
No, it's not, because that strike rate is worse than the strike rate that Yash Dayal, Mukesh Chaudhary, Prasidh Krishna, Avesh Khan.
No, that's fine. But the strike rate of 21 effectively means you're averaging 1 wicket a game. And
One wicket a
No,
game is
he's
That's
saying
the power
just in the
play.
power
In the
play.
power play,
Just in the
that's
power
not-
just in
play.
the power play.
correct.
Yeah.
Which
So
which
it
then means there
basically
will be.
means that he's not even he's not even guaranteeing you a wicket in the power play. That's what I'm saying.
let alone the
Which
match.
is what everyone says and makes the biggest case for him.
But you
So
don't take these numbers based on one IPL. This may have been the numbers from his last IPL, but you don't do figures based on small sample sizes.
again,
Go on.
this is
Go on.
okay. I'll tell you why this is not a small sample space, because it is over 14 games, which basically means he bowled around 27, 28 overs. Not even 14 games. Sorry, it's over 16 games because Gujarat played 16 games.
Yeah, I know. One
Yeah.
Wait, sorry. 1 second, just to
IPL season,
halt you guys. Anirudh
but to me
Kasargod, if
that's
you're
small
watching this,
sample size. Yeah.
and if you can provide us the numbers, say
7 down.
since 2020, in power play, and
Shami in power play.
Shami in power play, and Shami overall in T20s,
I think,
that
see,
will.
just from memory, Shami in power play in IPL 2020 was decent. After that,
2021, I think, is not very good.
Yeah,
No, for
2022,
Punjabi was really good.
2022 he started well in the first couple of games,
And then once the movement went out, he became the same.
He
And
put out.
just
let us
answering
get
this.
Anirudh Kasargod's thoughts. I'll go.
See, something that Shami,
Wait, I'll ask
Bumrah,
him.
and Bhuvi have, and Harshal and Arshdeep don't, unfortunately, is an IPL title. So many will be
okay.
saying,
So I mean, not a like for like comparison, but I just want to, Gurgyat, I mean, something for you to chime in. Do you think Shami is pretty similar to what Chahal is? Like on a good day, he'll give you wickets, but when we really need, when the team really needs to him to bowl that defensive channel and not give runs, he falls short of options.
So here's what I think. Shami, Chahal has more good days than Shami. And I would have been okay with Shami being in the squad if this World Cup was happening in England where there is movement. But in Australia, you don't even have that movement. It's
Fair
you
call.
have to
Fair
rely
call.
more on pace and runs.
Yeah, I think
So
that's fair.
And
I mean, so
and
potentially
another thing here, this IPL has been one of the better ones for Mohammad Shami. In his entire IPL career, he's only had one IPL where he's gone for an economy of less than 8. Mostly he's been above 8, and that was the IPL of 2020, which Somesh mentioned. This IPL as well, in the second half, he started going for runs again. So he's never had, even if you look at the largest sample space, he doesn't
No,
have
he's
an
always
economy.
been expensive, no doubt about it. Always been expensive. I think his career.
That is anyway a negative. But even I'm saying, even if you look back at the last 3 IPLs, my feeling is that his strike rate in the power play also would not be less than 18.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean,
that is something that you need from a
maybe
from a
Shami has
wicketkeeper in
something
the
with
power play.
ICC tournaments. He always does well for India and ICC
what I
tournaments.
remember of Shami in this IPL is the absolute look of dejection when Liam Livingstone thumped him all over the park that evening. I mean, it was like almost had no.
And
options.
Shami is not an all-face pacer. Is he an all-face pacer?
He's not. He's
He's
a new ball bowler for sure. And coming to the original point, he's not a hit the deck bowler. I mean, maybe. Avesh was.
So
the
who
hit.
do we have the head?
So,
Avesh?
Arshdeep. I mean,
So
Avesh was,
Avesh was being persisted with because he is someone who can hit the deck. But he
Yeah.
forgot that and he kept bowling full and he kept getting carted.
One sec, barring the height, is Shami and Prasid like for like? Barring the height.
No.
Why Prasid
Both are kiss the deck bowlers, right?
Prasid is Glenn
No,
McGraw. मजाक कोई मजाक नहीं चलेगा इस बार.
So who are the hit the deck bowlers that we have in our disposal, at least in T20s right now?
Okay, so at present,
Siraj.
the bowlers that you have
Avesh,
who can
Umran.
hit the deck, there is Bumrah, Arshdeep can do it. There's Avesh.
Siraj.
I'm talking potential. I'm talking potential. Siraj, Prasid
And
can
Mohsin
do it.
Khan.
Mohsin Khan can do it. Then even on the days where
Khalil.
on days when Hardik is bowling well, he also hits the deck quite well, and he
But
actually
even if he isn't bowling well, hit the deck is the only option he has.
Yes, yeah. Hardik.
His natural length is that back of length.
His middle name is hit the deck. Hardik
No,
hit
but
the deck part.
He thinks he bowls 150 plus.
So and then there is another name that I'm forgetting. There's obviously Umran who's being there's Kuldeep Sen, and these two bowlers, Umran and Kuldeep. From what I have seen of the selection so far, given their relative inexperience. So Umran Malik has only played 5 first-class matches so far, but he's been drafted into the rest of India squad, right? And out of those 5 first-class games that he's played, 3 of them he's played for India A.
Yeah.
Someone like Kuldeep Sen is also, he has an average of over 30 in Ranji Trophy, and the last Ranji season he only played 2 games. The one before that, which was 2 years ago, he only played 6 games. So his and he was averaging more than 34, 35 in that season. So he's also been fast tracked because of his pace, and he was playing the ODI series as well against New Zealand A. So these two bowlers are in the scheme of things in terms of being fast tracked purely because of their pace. And yeah, I mean, there are bowlers, but a lot of
भाई
them are
दो नाम
just
बोल रहे हो
products.
दो नाम भूल रहे हो एक तो बेजिल थम्पी और जयदेव उनटकट
No, but
जयदेव उनटकट तो पक्का
they
हिट
don't hit the deck. Basil Thampi
Jaidev
does.
Unadkat is a hit the deck bowler in club cricket.
Yeah, Unatkar is a very triumph, but like no oomph, no triumph, unfortunately. Let's move on to another question that we have in the comments below.
It's the same one.
No, I know, but like we have many more in the comments as well. Pratik Kandari going on to say, I already asked, but I want to know from Gurkirat and Bish about their assessment on the Rohit Rahul Dravid duo so far. Quickly, guys, in a nutshell, because we spent time on this, but your thoughts. I think Gurkirat also spoke about this in the watch along. So Bish, you first, and then Gurkirat.
I think temperamentally both of them really match, and that's important. I think both of them are fairly relaxed, calm characters who don't overreact to situations. I'm not saying that Kohli did, because that's the natural implication. Because I loved Kohli as a captain as well. I love that style of captaincy as well. But I think when you have two people who are not on the same wavelength, one needs to convince the other. And I think in the Dravid Rohit combination, there's no need for one to convince the other. They are largely on the same plane. And there's you never hear any news of any discord of any kind. And Dravid, of course, is someone who the ways in which they're different is, I think Dravid someone who likes to plan a lot ahead, whereas Rohit is someone who's more keen on the short term and not so inclined on the long term, focus and all of that. So I think in that way as well, we have two people who are looking after everything that we want, the short term and the long term. And I mean that's my overall view.
Gurkirat, you echo those thoughts?
Okay. Before we go to Gurkirat, I just have a side question.
Yeah.
When did India have the last coach-captain combination who were not on the same wavelength?
Kumble Kohli.
Chapel Ganguly.
Kumble Kohli.
Oh yeah, Kumble Kohli. Yeah.
Yeah, but Chapel Ganguly was hardly there for a series.
For a season.
Who do we have before that?
John Wright Ganguly. But they were not really same wavelength, right? I mean, they're two very different guys. Because I remember when India played Pakistan after... so Pakistan's coach-captain combination was Mianda, then Inzi. And India had John Wright and Ganguly. It was like they should have been swapped.
Yeah.
Imagine
True.
John
That's a great comment, Somesh. Superb comment.
मतलब मैं शर्ट उछालूंगा नहीं मैं उछालूंगा.
Yeah. That's a great one.
Coming to the question that you were asking me, I feel the one thing, now this is something which is a little subjective. You could argue with the personnel that they have chosen to back, right? But they have pretty much given a fair chance to the players that they've thought that they can do well for them. Like they gave Shreyas Iyer 10-11 games before they dropped him. They gave Avesh a decent run. They gave Pant quite a decent run. And even if, say, a Bhuvi or a Chahal get dropped from the 11, I don't think they can complain that they weren't given the chances, right? So they've backed the players who they have thought can do well for them, and they've given them decent runs. And again, the harsh reality is, even if you say choose to back 5 or 6 players and you back them well enough, there will be 1 or 2 who will get left out, right? The likes of Ishan Kishan will be the unfortunate ones, someone like Bishnoi being the most unfortunate one, but yeah, that will always happen, because selection at the end of the day is a game of elimination, right?
You mentioned unlucky Ishan Kishan. How unlucky Sanju Samson? Why hasn't Rohit and Rahul understood his potential?
And is there any case in favor of having Shreyas Iyer in the reserves ahead of Sanju Samson?
Yeah, so this is where I'm this is what I was coming to, and I addressed this when I did the live last week. that for me, that it makes no sense to have someone like Shreyas Iyer in the reserves as opposed to having a Sanju Samson. Sanju Samson not only can bat 1 to 7, but he also has a far superior game against pace. Shreyas's best position is in the top three, and you pretty much have your top four locked, because even if say one in the top three or top four is injured, you have someone like Surya who can come and bat at three, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't make any sense to have Shreyas Iyer in the reserves as opposed to a Sanju Samson. But I wouldn't really say Sanju Samson has been unlucky. From he wouldn't have made the squad. But the other thing that has happened with Sanju is that now he's getting consistent chances in the ODI circuit, which wasn't happening before, right? And he's still in the scheme of things. With the last management, he was dropped just after 3 games, where he was given a very difficult role to come and bat at number 4 after you have 3 anchors and you have to go from ball 1. So that way, I think Sanju was anyway in the backups, and he's still in the backups, but he should have been ahead of Shreyas Iyer without a doubt.
The good thing now, though, is that Sanju is not in the squad, but at least he's performed well in 3 out of his last 4 games, which means when there's an opening, he'll get in. Otherwise, Sanju earlier was failing quite a lot. He's now put a string of games together, which puts him in prime position to get picked again. Sorry, Sumesh, you were saying something.
No, I was just saying that, Gurpreet mentioned the point on Samson being consistently picked for ODIs, but I think we will be able to judge this better after the T20 World Cup is done. And
that will tell us so
and
much.
everyone is back to focusing on ODIs, because right now in most of the ODI series, Rohit is not playing. Virat did not play in Zimbabwe. He didn't play the series against one more side. In the interim, India played a ODI series. It's tough to keep up these days. Are they actually thinking of Samson as an ODI option? Time will tell once everyone is back and focusing on ODIs. Because I really
want to ask all of you actually. Sorry, Sumesh.
No, I just feel if on that particular game against Ireland, if it was Samson who got century instead of Huda, things might have been different. India are still slightly milestone driven.
Yeah, ifs and buts, but yeah, completely agree.
I think Huda has been damn lucky. He's a good player. I like him. I like his attacking style. He goes from the word go, sure, but he's been lucky to have early in his career the chances he got were against softish teams, against non-full strength teams, and to his credit, he made the most of those chances. You can only play your opposition, and he made the most of those chances, but he got to bed into the team against weaker opposition. On a related point, we discussed Huda, discussed Sanju. Now, India has got into a situation where we have a massive pool of players where we can pick 3 teams if we want to really. I don't know if any of them are good enough to win a World Cup, but all 3 are good quality sides. Now, do we want such a large pool of players, the luxury of this, or would we rather have a smaller pool of 15-20 players and all of them feel like they are part of the team? When there are 40 people in the pool, all of them are fearing the axe, essentially.
There is a sense of insecurity.
Because there's so many people breathing down your neck. There's
But before jumping into this point, I think Gurpreet had something to mention about the Samson Huda thing. If it's not the 6th bowling option.
Sorry?
Gurpreet, this
is before you lost us, I think you had a point to make when I spoke about Samson and Huda swapping their knocks against Ireland, if Samson was the one who got the 100.
So I was going to say that, like you've been saying before, that people seem to have jumped the gun a little early on someone like Deepak Hooda, because when I'm not saying that you should judge Deepak Hooda on those 2 outings in Asia Cup.
Yeah.
But if you were to back someone who could actually bat at number 6 and 7 and can do well, just on the basis of skill, I'm not going into numbers, but just on the basis of skill, you would have said someone like Sanju Samson is a better skilled batter as opposed to Deepak Hooda.
Yeah, and again, Sanju Samson has been exposed to pressure situations from 2013, which is way more than a lot of current players in the 11. He has been part of top run chases in the IPL since 2013. That should count for something.
Bro, poor Sanju, honestly. Sanju, if you're watching this, we're big fans of you. Cricket.com has a lot of fans from Kerala. And honestly, we scratch our heads. We've done it decoded. We've done multiple analysis on this.
And you know what I thought was with someone like Rohit and Rahul at the helm. Now, Rahul Dravid has seen Sanju Samson from the time he, made his first mark in, competitive cricket in 2013. And Rohit Sharma, someone like Rohit Sharma can understand and relate to what happens when you don't get consistent chances, because of how his career went from
Yeah.
2007 to 2013. So I felt that with under this management, someone like Sanju will get a few more chances and will get that backing. But again, like I keep saying, selection is about eliminating players, and that backing has been given to Rishabh Pant in T20s. And
How
it
old is
again,
Sanju, by the way?
Sanju's 20
South
is
Africa
27.
passed 87, by the way, guys. They've got past
Yeah,
97.
Yeah, you're watching the CDC watch along. I
And-
know
and-
it looks like a random
And when it
cricket
when
chat.
it when it comes to elimination, who is the first person who always gets eliminated? Prithvi Shaw.
Prithvi Shaw.
No matter what he does, he's the first one to be eliminated.
No matter which
And
coughs
if
it up.
others don't eliminate him, he goes and twists his ankle and eliminates himself.
Yeah, or the sit up. 100 comes up for South
Sit
Africa,
up.
by the way, 107. At least there can be some batting practice for the folks out there. If you're joining us right now on the cricket.com platform, thank you so much, because it's a Wednesday that we're all looking with a lot of glee towards the TV, given the fact that South Africa are shambles right now and India getting things right. There's Bishan, who's in the red. There's Gurkirat, who's in the blue. And of course, we're getting PJ Woodhouse, aka Akash Sivasubramanian, back in the mix. We'll take lots of questions going forward, so keep them coming. Shauna, what do you have next for us?
Yeah, before going to the question, I think the Shami debate we were having and all of that.
Let it continue.
No, actually we got the numbers from Anirudh Kasaragod.
Okay, and Gautam's put it out right now.
No, this is just 2022.
Okay.
So these are the numbers.
The numbers right just in front of us.
This is in
Can
T20s.
we take Gautam's comment out, because it will be confusing?
Yeah, it'll be confusing. Sorry guys, I know we're here.
Guys, please take Gautam's comment out for just a moment.
Just take Gautam's comment out. All right. And
No, comment.
The comment.
And these numbers are from 2020.
From 2020. This is in T20 since 2020.
Mohammad Shami in T20s
Since
since
2020.
2020.
Yeah. I mean, sorry, the graphics are a little bit random. You guys might be wondering what the hell's happening right now.
Yeah.
But quickly, just soak in all the numbers, because the conversation happening between Bish and Gurkirat, right?
Yeah, his
I'm
strike rate.
shocked by how good his economy rate is in the power play, honestly.
Yeah.
His strike
But
rate is poor, but
I think an ideal bowler should have that economy in the death overs and the strike rate that he has in the death overs in the power play.
Agree, but we talk about defensive spinners, but defensive pacers, come on, Mohammad Shami's up there. I know. But look at the numbers, 6.9 econ. Ridiculous.
But average of 33, which is...
Yeah, but we can remove these ghastly numbers, because look, if you want to digest more data, download the cricket.com app and check out our website. Meanwhile, South Africa 101 for 7, 19
that's a
gone,
brilliant...
and Harshal
that's a
gets
brilliant
his
dipper.
wicket. It's that one ball that everyone savors in T20 cricket. Malinga used to do it. Bravo used to do it. That dipping Yorker. I think Harshal has mastered it. GS goes on to say 120 seems like a good wicket in the score. 127, fun fact, was the average first inning score in Trivandrum. 14 games to base that judgment. But Maharaj has come in and just had a 35 ball 41. Where did that happen? He played one of the best shots I've seen in a while, which is that inside out reverse ramp, if I may add. But we really appreciate all the 30 people watching. So subscribe, like this video, tell your friends, share it as much as possible. Sri Watson going on to have his say once again. We have a big problem, which actually is being unnoticed quite a lot. Like, our fielding should be much better. We miss a lot of catches in crucial situations. That will always be part and parcel of the game. But we have R. Sridhar, the former Team India fielding coach, and he feels that they've kind of set such high standards in the last 6-7 years that there's going to be maybe a lull or a plateau. Do you guys agree, Bish, that the fielding standards have been questionable? Akash also can come in here.
I think our fielding standards have always been excellent. In the last 2 years, there have been games when you dropped a few catches, and I think it says something about the improvement in the quality of our fielding when, despite high quality fielding, the odd dropped catch, we criticize as Indians. In the days when we grew up in the late 90s, early 2000s, bad fielding was a given. And when fielders didn't chase balls to the boundary, we didn't even bat an eyelid, right? We didn't think of... Now our expectations have reached such a level where quality fielding and top catching is not good enough, but the odd dropped catch makes us criticize our fielding unit as a whole. I mean, it's nothing but a compliment.
Bro, I mean, look at that Arshdeep drop catch. He just got heckled for no bloody reason. But thoughts on India's fielding?
No, I mean, it
I mean,
reminds
that was
me.
a sitter, Avnish, but yeah.
He was pretty right on point. Earlier, our fielding used to be like somebody just raised their hand and then nobody chases it and then it goes for the boundary.
GS
But
going
now,
to say, I mean, what is that? I mean,
no, but I mean, see, that's the thing, right?
is that true? Only about Bangladesh?
Yeah, the issue is like he said, the expectations, right?
Yeah.
Same with Virat Kohli. Once he started scoring century every other day, we were expecting him to just keep scoring centuries. Once he didn't get the century, it was like he's a very bad batter. So it doesn't work that way. Maybe India have set that high standards that they can't now follow it up.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll take time, but
India dropped 37 catches this year. GS, you might be just literally pondering on our cricket.com app for all these stats. We love it. And on just a random side note, shout out to my friend Meghna, who's watching this broadcast for the first time. Subscribe and show some love in the comments. And all you other 30 people in the YouTube stream right now, because it's been an innings from South Africa, which has never caught fire, 103 for 8. India were on a roll. If you guys missed the first 15 minutes of the game, rewind the watch-along because we had some sensational oohs and ahs and moments like that. But right now, right here, we're getting in conversation with, of course, Bishan, as you can see, and Gurkirat. And we've had some stellar ones, some vice captains, some chummies and whatnot. How good have the spinners been tonight, lads, on a seaming pitch? 24 for 1 in 8 overs.
Do India have
I mean, I don't want to take anything away from them, but they got it really easy. If you want to bowl at any time in the game, it's at 9 for 5, right? It doesn't matter what pitch you're on. The batsman can't take you on. They have to play defensively.
I think these are the times Rohit needs to throw the ball to Virat and Surya and be like, roll your arm over, because you never know when we'll need you.
Yeah, hopefully we'll never need them, because these days we play 6 bowlers. But I mean, well done to the spinners. My fear is Ashwin will become a defensive spinner. He is a defensive spinner, but if you're playing him in Australia in a situation where there are 2 spinners playing, and it happens rarely in Australia, and you play Ashwin, you want him to be the attacking spinner. I hope that we don't keep bowling him in situations where he believes he's a defensive spinner. And I mean, because the other spinner in our team will always be attacking, whether it's Chahal or Bishnoi, they will instinctively, they are attacking spinners, right? Ashwin can be both. But if you're always playing him alongside an attacking spinner, he will be naturally prone to be defensive. And I don't know if that's the best version of Ashwin, especially considering he's not the best.
Australia conditions, I mean, Ashwin's never going to walk into that World Cup, fancying his chances like he did in that 2014 World Cup in Bangladesh, where he was our attacking spinner, right?
But I mean, why can't Aksar and Ashwin just switch roles depending on the opposition and depending on who's at the crease at the moment?
Like for Delhi Capitals.
And I think there is very.
So there's one thing that I want to say. I mean, this World Cup probably would be India's, India's bowling attack might be short on pace, but I personally think that in terms of IQ, this is probably going to
106,
be
one second, sorry, 106 for 8, guys, change the score, and it's just half time right now, but plenty of chat happening. Continue, Gurkiat, my bad.
Yeah, I just believe in terms of IQ and understanding T20s, this might be the most skillful bowling attack that India might have had in a World T20. But yeah, they are short of one express pace bowling option. But again, you can't really fit in tick up all the boxes or have a complete. Sorry?
No squad can ever be perfect.
No squad can ever be perfect.
But Bish, I just want to talk about squads.
Unless you're the Australian squads of the 2000s.
Exactly. I was just going to ask you about the Australian
squad.
You just mentioned it before.
Not right. The current Australia squad, or is he talking about the Australia?
2003 and 7 Australia squads.
No, but even this Australia squad, I mean, the one that.
But even they had like 5 bowlers. So they stuck with 5 bowlers. And in Test, they were playing just 4 bowlers. There was no Flintoff, no Botham, no Stokes for them. It was just
they still play only 4 bowlers. Yeah, that's just the way they play it.
Yeah. They did the job.
Yeah, they did the job. Or Rohit and Dravid having a conversation about whether we should use the role
or not.
So
I think Gurkiat has to head out for some appointment. So Bishan, we'll probably...
Yeah, we'll touch base with you soon. I think it's going to get over in a bit. But We'll reconnect with Bishan and Gurkirat, good luck to you and any personal
See you
appointments
soon.
that you have
Yeah.
right now. We'll catch you shortly. And of course, Gurkirat has his show on Friday, so you guys can catch him then. And we'll see you then, Gurkirat. Until then, have a good one. Bish will catch you soon. Let's just take GS's question right there, which is a good one, and bring it back to our in-house gentleman over here. GS, yeah, quick question. Do we go bang, bang, or chase it down, or will we also take 18? Bang, bang, out the
अरे मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ आराम से बैटिंग करो. First 6 overs they should just leave
Wow.
proper.
like Kane Williamson day
Kane
2 and it's
Williamson.
tea.
आराम से. KL Rahul can play like himself. Proper.
Man, India have bowled what?
At Lord's.
28,
But
44?
this is shoddy bowling. Yeah.
70 dot balls.
They were 9 for 5. They've gone on to score
No,
like
but again, that's
97 runs in the next 3 wickets. This is bad bowling.
Oh,
What do you guys
that's
think?
one way of looking at things.
Pratik Kandari, do you think Ashwin Akshar will start against Pakistan? They play spin well.
And Pakistan have left-handers,
Yeah.
so maybe that could be a good this thing.
How many
But-
lefties do they have? Actually, fuckers out. So the
No,
only
they
No,
have,
but they have Kushdil, they have
No,
they have Nawaz.
they have Kushdil, they have
Nawaz,
Nawaz,
and then
and
they have
have
Shan Masood if
Shan
he
Masood.
plays.
No, he plays. He's already like scored a
So
lot
he's
of
in
runs.
for
Yeah,
fuckers.
but he's had negative impact in most games.
Speaking
no,
of which,
he
there's
scored a 60 in
England-Pakistan
one
as
game.
well. You guys can follow the live
Yeah, they're
blog.
2 down.
Oh, they're 2 down, is it?
Rizwan is still making himself difficult to be
Little
dislodged.
Rizzy. You can check out the cricket.com app for all the live scores. 106 for 8, India, of course, getting South Africa done and dusted for. 51 for 2, Pakistan batting first. There's something about 7-match series which is now starting to become fascinating. Or do you think
I think
no?
there's a place for Harshal.
Harsaib Singh, good to hear from you. We, of course, touched base last time, I think Asia Cup, was it?
Yeah.
You going on to say, do you think there's place for Harsha? We can have Akshar, Ashwin, Bhuvi, Bumrah, Arsh, with Bhuvi being bowled out for the death. Looking at how many sixes Harshal's conceded this year, lads.
No, I think then again,
4, 5, 6.
for the sake of repeating myself,
Batting variety.
Batting
it's like you would want a bowler who can bowl in multiple avenues. Just think about it. Both Arshdeep and Bumrah can bowl up front. Then you have Akshar who can give you 1 or 2 overs in the power play, even Harshal. So you don't necessarily need a Bhuvi to be there up front. Whereas if you have Harshal, he can bowl in the middle overs, he can bowl those change-ups with a death, plus he can bat at number 8.
Okay, let me be devil's advocate here. I'm an RCB fan and I love Harsha Patel. But if he didn't have that season that he had, and look, he didn't play in the Chittaswamy that season.
Yeah.
So there was assisted with Chepauk being larger grounds and all of that. Because of that one flash in the pan season, has he kind of done enough to like really...
But he did well in this season.
No, he did well in Wankhede as well.
But okay, fine. But this
Wankhede is a
year has cancelled out that good year.
I don't think it's
But
cancelled
no,
out.
it's just that he struggled a bit in T20I. His IPL season was still
Yeah.
decent.
See, the thing is, India have something that Mumbai Indians didn't have. No other franchise he had, right? Mumbai Indians couldn't bowl Bumrah in the power play because they were restricted with it. Now
Yeah.
India have that opportunity. They can bowl one from Bumrah and primarily bowl Harshal Patel in the middle overs and just make him a middle over bowler. Because see, one end you'll have a spinner,
Correct.
and the other end you'll have Harshal Patel who is essentially a spinner.
So do you think Australia works in his favor because he's not played there, but there's big boundaries
Big
and there's
boundaries.
space or whatever?
Yes, exactly.
So
And
if you think about conditions, they are more suitable for Harshal, given the big boundaries, than Bhuvi, because there won't be any lateral movement.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
fair.
I mean, if you're playing Bhuvi, has to
Yeah.
be a condition where there's going to be like plenty of swing.
So
Like say
Harsha
Adelaide.
making a point that Ashwin can provide batting depth. So basically, Ashwin can play instead of Chahal. Then you'll have Ashwin batting at 9, which subsequently lengthens your
Would you
batting
do
lineup.
that?
Definitely. See, the point is, and this is something that Dan touched upon as well. Like, if you don't have batting after 7, and even 7 is Akshar Patel. I mean, mind you, he's not a Ravindra Jadeja. He's not in the same hitter
Mold.
mold. I mean, time and again, he can play a very good knock, but he's not as consistent as Jadeja. So essentially, India's left with 6 proper batters.
Yeah.
So one thing that they don't want to do is get into a mindset, especially the top 3 do not want to get into a mindset that our batting is not deep enough. So we'll have to be a little circumspect.
Yeah, correct.
And this is where we'll go back to what happened in the 2021 World Cup.
Very
Where-
slow and
Yeah, where
We were watchful. He goes on to say a following point, Harsaib, and it's something that you were mentioning. The problem is not bowling up front. The problem lies in the depth. If you have Arshdeep and Bumrah as your best bets in the depth, you need someone staying in the power play in the middle.
No, but I don't think
And
I'll
Ashwin gives you that option.
Ashwin, Akshar, and
Akshar.
No, but I'll not agree with that also. See,
Why?
the thing is, India, if you look at the way they struggle against Australia, right, it was because they couldn't pick wickets in the middle overs. Chahal was struggling. If Chahal was picking 3 wickets, 4 wickets in a game, you would India would
But
never
that's also
struggle
because
at
if you look at those particular games, Akshar did so much damage up front, but Australia always kind of playing circumspect in that period, right? So
exactly that was because Chahal struggled.
Okay.
If Chahal was picking, say, a wicket or two, India would be in far better position by the time if you look at all the 3 games, Matthew Wade in the first game, last game Tim David, all of them were settled well before they came to the death over.
Very well, yeah.
It was not like they just came out and started hitting, right? So if India had a better run from better form from Chahal, India would have definitely won the series convincingly. It's just that they didn't have Chahal firing.
Chahal has not had a couple of good series, but that really might not put a spanner amongst the works for him because, like Dan said, like Som said, leg spinners always get the nod, and that's what might not work for Ashwin's favor, right?
Yeah, I mean,
even though you
looking
think
back
otherwise.
to Chahal, I just go back to that game, India Australia T20I, where Jadeja was concussed after the first inning. He was just replaced by Chahal, and he went on to pick wickets, and Australia were fuming that how is this like for like.
He picked 3 for 26 or something in that game. Yeah, he was the.
By the way, Arshdeep, good performance tonight. 3 for 32. He got 3 wickets in his first over?
Yes.
Or 2 wickets in his first over, something like that.
No, he got 3 wickets in the first over.
In his first over, and then he got guarded by Maharaj. But India should chase this down, 107. Predictions in the comments below. Let us know how many overs India will take to chase 107 out. I think we will win this game with 8 overs to spare.
And also, please comment if you rather switch our watch along to the Pakistan-England game.
Yeah, Pakistan-England, which is also happening on a road. I think they're playing at Gaddafi. I think those games are just bat v bat.
I think it's smaller boundaries than
smaller boundaries. Yeah. But yeah, thanks so much for getting in the comments, Harsaib. And all you guys watching, feel free to
are they playing it on
jump in.
First Main Road Gaddafi extension?
Yeah. Pratik Kandari, again, getting interactive. Love it. Get involved. Do you think that there is a slight chance that India have not even kept Arshdeep, Bhuvi in Australia-South Africa series, so Rohit could play different bowling combination without answering a journalist?
I think Rohit Sharma is the best captain when it comes to answering journalists. He doesn't really take the load and say.
See, all I feel is they've just taken a leaf out of Australia's book.
Yeah.
Pisle World Cup, Australia never played their first 11 before the World Cup. Yeah. No one counted them as a contender, and they just went on to win it. So maybe just India are trying to repeat what Australia did.
That's just Australia. Not everybody expects them to win in T20s, but India is like the home of IPL.
I just don't understand how anyone cannot expect Australia to win.
No, in T20Is. They've not performed really well. They've not understood the game as much as India have. That's the issue. With India, there is going to be expectation. Even if India are the best team, or it doesn't matter. If India don't win 5 out of 5, there are going to be people saying, how? Why? So that's...
let's take another one. There's so many coming in because I'm actually opening it on the app and seeing it. Vasan Narayan, good on you. How are you? Hope everything's swell on a Wednesday night. If Bhuvi is a good power play bowler like Chahar, why not Chahar, who can give batting depth and can win matches on his own?
Yeah, good shout. The only consideration again is
experience.
No. I mean, experience one. Will there be lateral movement in Australia?
Oh, 1 second. One second. The covers are coming on. By the way, there's only 2 T20 internationals just happened in the Green Park Stadium in Trivandrum. Greenfield.
Greenfield. One was affected by rain.
One was affected by rain. Game. Oh my God. That's just ridiculous. Imagine if it's a Duckworth-Lewis thing and it's 4. I'm fine, Vasan.
Good to know, Vasan.
Good on you,
But then, coming back to your question, Deepak Chahar makes sense. But again, if there is no lateral movement, then it'll be difficult for him because he doesn't really have that pace.
The same case with Bhuvneshwar Kumar as well, right?
Yeah, but then the point that he's making is if we are picking Harshal over Bhuvi just because of batting depth, we might as well go with
exactly. Okay, you're saying
Chahar.
No, I think Chahar will be the future. Like in 1 year, 2 years time, I think they'll just completely switch to Chahar.
I remember him playing 1 T20I in Australia. He got carted. I think 4 overs for 40 plus runs. Deepak Chahar.
Australia is
very low sample size. See, this is again. I'm slightly I don't know how it came about. India have not played a T20 in Australia for a while. They've been playing T20s all over the world. I mean,
But-
if there's a World Cup in Australia, BCCI could have arranged something.
Correct, but
Not now, but
what is
early in the
similar to
season.
Australian conditions in world cricket? South Africa comes close.
I mean, nothing is similar. I mean,
Exactly, right?
nothing is similar to anything. I mean, the conditions are different in India and UAE. So
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we'll get to Rajesh's question, but maybe the Narendra Modi Stadium, because it has 8 pitches, maybe one can be Adelaide,
yeah,
one
but
can be.
see, England are going there to play. West Indies are going there to play. New
Yeah.
Zealand was there just a while
And I
back.
think Pakistan, Bangladesh are playing a tri-series in New Zealand, which are pretty much. I mean, I know.
No.
I know.
Big-
I
big
know.
difference.
Yeah.
I know it's a big
If
difference in terms of boundary
if
size and
2015
whatever.
World Cup was an indicator, it's chalk and
so
cheese.
this is
Let's take Rajesh's question then. And it's one of Somesh's favorite players, Shardul Thakur. Was Shardul lucky to play the last World Cup? We gave him up on him too early. At that point in time, everything he was touching turned gold.
Yeah.
Tests, everything. He was just like the partnership breaker. I remember when India won at Oval as well. Rory Burns and who's the other guy? They were going on really nice.
Root,
100.
of
He got
course.
Root.
They got Root, but Hasib Hamid was going on. They were 100 for no
Yeah,
loss,
yeah.
and then
He
he gets Burns out, and then from there on, history, of course. You guys know what happened.
This was the old test, if I remember correctly.
Old test.
Old test, yeah.
Sorry, we thought there was going to be some rain interruption. Not at all.
So Rajesh, to answer your question, I think Shardul is lucky to whenever he plays for India, but I think Test is a format where he's most suited.
And I don't think we'll do justice defining Shardul because
Yeah,
you
I
can
mean,
never define
if
it.
you look at numbers, he should not be anywhere near India's any of the white ball teams.
And plus, that Delhi season really let him down. It really let him down. That like everyone was just been like he's conceding runs, but he's not even taking wickets. There was sometimes where he was taking wickets but still being expensive.
And not batting as well.
And not
I mean,
batting
they paid
as well.
him bucks for that.
Yep, so India should
Blame Ricky Ponting.
India should just preserve him for overseas tests in England and South Africa.
They're doing what Som wants them to do, leaving outside off stumps. So KL Rahul is settling in. Prateek Kandari going on say, do you think Akshar will be effective in Aussie pitches?
Yep, he's tall.
He's
he
one
has
of those.
variety.
By the way, we're doing a decoded on Akshar Patel and what makes him so sensational. And everyone thinks that he's a B-grade version of Jadeja. In fact, he might be even better in terms of a T20 bowler than Jadeja.
No, he is definitely better.
I know the same ilk, which is
He's a
it's
you
not about
miss
the-
and I hit sort of
No,
bowler.
he's a A- version of Jadeja.
Yeah.
No, because numbers say that Jadeja was the second worst bowler this year for India, 48 average, and Akshar Patel's average, I don't know, 12, 11 Australia series. So that's the difference.
But can he do it in a big game, big tournament?
No, I mean Jadeja has never done it in a big game, big tournament. Only RCB games. That I don't think it's a big game.
Thanks for the gentle reminder. But Rabada getting off to a cracking start, 4 dot balls.
I think Akshar Patel is skillful enough to be effective on any wickets.
Yeah, give Shardul back to CSK and see the magic. Give anyone to CSK.
Give anyone to CSK.
Shivam Dubey, man. Chetesh Pujara.
अगर शिवम दुबे चल सकता है तो फिर तो भाई धोनी भाई
Shubh
किसी को भी
Agarwal,
चला सकता है.
Shardul let Delhi down too. Yeah, Shardul Haramkhor is what you said in office, not me. And by the way, what's happening in South Africa, Shubh? Where are we today? Join us.
Oh.
So
Beaten.
as expected,
The
first over, well negated by KL Rahul.
Hemant.
Not playing up from his
Hemant,
body.
thank you so much for getting interactive. First time for you, I'm guessing. Do you feel that the era of going in on the field with several experienced players is over, and now players are going to be given the opportunity to play sort of like a rotatory basis? Because how cricket's moving, you can never know who's going to be fit when and where. And I fully believe that. And it's a maiden over, India. None for none after.
How many fantasy points for Rabada for a maiden over?
Ridiculous.
Shubh will tell us.
Plenty.
But yeah, I mean, Hemant's question.
Yeah, see, 2 points. One is I feel whenever Virat Kohli hangs up his boot, I think that will mark the end of the superstar culture. Because jitna cricket grow ho raha hai, it won't give any
But this
players
is a theme that Dhoni was also using all the time. Like, he loved experience.
No, Dhoni is the only one who uses it because even Mumbai, right? They are okay to say that Pollard, your time is over.
Yeah.
We want to groom someone like Stubbs. I don't think any other team, any other T20 franchisee would be like CSK. See, CSK work in their own way. It's just a mystery. You don't know. You can't define it.
Correct.
Dwayne
But that's
Bravo,
proven success over the years.
Exactly. It only works with them.
Yeah.
You take that Dwayne Bravo and go to some other franchisee. He won't pick 30 wickets. He won't pick 20 wickets.
Okay,
It's
but
just
it
that-
works with
and
even the West Indies team who won the titles. They went with an experienced team, right?
Exactly. But I mean,
See,
that's
but
long back.
I think even saying that it works for them is
We all
Oh,
stopped.
nice.
We all
So,
just stopped to read
Busy
Shub's
watching
comment.
Pakistan getting paused by Woods pace. Good to know. I mean, that's one thing. That's how you trouble Pakistan. Play quality, high pace, which
You're not really
India
busy
don't.
watching them, mate. Come on, you're tuned into us. You have them on mute. I know you're missing
Yeah.
the in-house
See,
vibes.
It
Why?
isn't it doesn't paint a complete picture when we say that having an experienced team works for CSK, because they needed some youth for specific roles. Like they added Moeen Ali,
Gaikwad was
Ruturaj.
there.
Gaikwad,
yeah.
and then Sam Curran. Sam Curran was
Mukesh.
Mukesh Chaudhary this season.
Mukesh,
Deepak Chahar before that.
Mukesh Chaudhary. I mean, they
But
had
it's
to
pretty
because
much
Chahar was not
like
injured.
a 7 experienced players out of the 11 and 4
Yeah.
sprinkled with bits and bobs, right?
And also, if we look at how this experience thing came about, is in that auction they could not pick a lot of
Yeah.
young players because
Yeah.
they were just trying to go out and they
And
just
even-
wanted just.
But even
short
you look
to-
at
Even if they are experienced, they chose fit players like Faf du Plessis and Dwayne Bravo are still quicker than most.
Agreed, but
youngsters out there.
Australia also full experienced player. Tell me the newbie who won the championship last year. I mean the World Cup last year.
No, but
Everyone are like properly experienced
no, that's
in
because
terms
they've
of
been
T20s.
no, that's because they've been playing since 1918. If you look at it, right, Maxwell, Stoinis, they've all been playing for a long time. Mitchell Marsh.
No, but I'm
remember
saying they still had a good 5-6 players who played T20s for like 10 years.
No, that's what they've all been young
Yeah.
core of players. See, the
Okay.
only David Warner might be the only one who you
Stark.
might say. Stark is still what 32, 33, 30
Yeah.
max, right? That's not very old.
And if you think about it, if you talk about India, and we say that India would have picked a few youngsters, who are they? Sanju Samson, he's not young. He's, like we mentioned, he's playing IPL
No,
for
the
8
youngsters
years.
here is Arshdeep.
Shaw, I
Arshdeep
think.
was already 3 IPL experience,
Yeah.
by the way. Ishan Kishan has been around since 2016-17. So
Shaw is
around since 2018.
Yeah, so they're young players, but they're still experienced in this
Exactly,
format.
yeah. So I mean, what do you call experience is subjective.
Yeah, sometimes people define that by age. They just automatically think, okay, the 30-plus-year-olds are just going to, grab the bull by its horn, so to speak, and run the show.
Yeah, but then 30 plus, Virat, Jadeja are both 30 plus, way fitter than Pant and Ishan Kishan.
Exactly. And sometimes when you look at a team like Mumbai, Bumrah's not even 30-plus, but he's still a part of the leadership group with Rohit and, the rest of the lads and Pollard and stuff. But good question, Hemant. Really like you to get involved in terms of all the things on the CDC watch-along. Meanwhile, Rahul has got off the mark. Has he, as a leg buys? Only time will tell. Well, he's already off the mark, by the way, but he's got a boundary as well. It's critical that Rahul gets runs. Vasant Narayan going on to say, so your point if Chahar's struggling could be wrong with the new Kookaburra ball and recent Zimbabwe vs Australia series was low scoring. Your take, and Jared made a video on the new Kookaburra ball as well.
I've not seen Jared's video, but again, like I said, if the ball is moving, and that is what warm-ups are for, they'll be playing with the Kookaburra ball in somewhat similar conditions, and if they feel that the new ball is moving, then it will be worthwhile to add either Chahar.
No, but
not either Chahar.
But your earlier point about Australia's lack of lateral movement, is it a combination of overhead conditions and the pitch, or the ball, which Jared is of course done a video on?
It's a combination of a lot of things, right? Kookaburra ball inevitably moves
Anywhere?
lesser than the Duke's one.
Ah, okay.
And then Australian pitches are drop-in pitches. They are not those old school pitches anymore.
Yeah, outside the off stump.
And overhead condition is the Australian summer, so it's.
Plus, if you look at numbers, right?
But in Australia, it can rain anytime, so overhead condition might change.
No, but traditionally, if you look at Australian in Big Bash numbers, it's usually the death over bowlers or the bowlers who are bowling that overs who end up as the highest wicket takers. See Daniel Sams or see Nathan Ellis, because it's always them. It's not, you never see a new ball bowler pick like 20-25 wickets in the season.
Yeah,
that's very rare. So
unless you are Mitchell Stark, who basically does it with high pace, and it's swing, not seam movement. There is no seam movement there.
Yeah. No, I fully agree with the lads here. By the way, I think South Africa wasted a review. They're trying to get a DRS for Rahul, but I think it's hitting them outside, or it could be umpire's call. Hemant saying, even I didn't expect of meeting Sundar Pichai like this on live stream. Thanks for having me. Yeah, good on you. I'm sorry, I didn't resonate with that, but yeah. GS going on to say all the T20 World Cups have been won by underdogs till now.
Yep. So we are rooting for what? Sri Lanka, Afghanistan.
I mean, India really weren't the underdogs in 2007 in that final.
100%.
In that final,
100%. I mean,
in the tournament, yes.
No, the tournament.
Final kya hota hai, bhai? Tournament mein to they were underdogs, and this is where it's counterintuitive.
Who started that
right?
tournament as favorites? Everyone underdogs. You're going into
Australia were favorites.
No, they got done by Zimbabwe in that
opener. It doesn't matter.
2007. There was an era, and whatever Australia played, they were favorites.
Yeah. And also, if you remember that
They just finished a 50
no,
over
they-
World Cup with
yeah,
how many? 50 games in the
Yeah.
World Cup with unbeaten.
no, if you remember Gautam Gambhir's statement, right? It was not the final which was the biggest match, but the semi-final, and I think that's pretty true. From
So, Avnish,
Yeah.
you are considered as Sundar Pichai. I mean, I look alike.
Oh, he feels Avnish is in the picture.
20 years down the
Really?
line, a few
maybe
grey hair.
maybe a mixture of both of you would be Sundar Pichai. I think.
Yeah, you need specs.
Yeah.
And
There was a picture
brain.
actually. There were two comparisons made of me and my doppelganger. One was Shabaz Ahmad because maybe of the nose, and I think there was another yesteryear throwback picture of Mansoor Ali Khan Pataudi. And one of my school pictures and one of my cousin brothers showed it to me, and I was shell
Yeah,
shocked.
I mean,
Was it a
It
royal
was a
comparison?
spitting. It was a
relate to
spitting
both,
image.
but I think Sundar Pichai also. I mean, you need a few.
Was it
grey
a
hair.
royal comparison?
Royal comparison. Look, let's move past Hemant's cheeky comment there, but we love it. Pratik Kandari going on to say, what do you think is the reason for teams chasing so easily? A, is it a dip in bowling quality? Or B, pitches have become on the road, become a road? Or C, players are able to handle pressure?
No, I think
Neither.
I think it's the fact that nowadays there's nothing called scoreboard pressure, and
Yeah.
people understand the game better, so they
See,
know how to construct an innings.
It's very
better
easy
in the
to
second innings.
plan the way you bat. See, again,
If you know
No,
how to.
I think it's also a little bit of B. Look at all the boards in the world. They want to bat,
but then
bat
pitches are
contest.
road
Pitches
in
are
the
road
first
either
innings
way,
as well.
right?
No?
Yeah.
See, just think about it. Cricketers in general are in tune to play 4-day games.
Right.
So they put a price on their wicket. Even 50 overs is a lot of time to lose. Is not a lot of time to lose all your 10 wickets.
Correct.
20 overs, not at all. A team can easily get past all 20 overs without losing the wicket. Now, when you're batting first, you're unsure of either you should hit or you should just make a stable base and then
Yes.
build. But if you're chasing, you know what the target is.
Yeah.
So, literally, planning is that much more easier. That's one. And second, in certain conditions like India and all, where you see the dew factors, because right now the game is starting at 7, but in summers or in other weather, where IPL games start at 7:30, you might even see the dew coming into picture, and that makes it difficult for the bowlers to grip, and inevitably makes the chasing easy. So I think D and E.
Yeah.
Okay, we spoke about this with both you guys in terms of chasing in Australia. Do you think it'll just... So you're saying in T20 just right now, if you're chasing, you're winning the game 8 out of 10 times?
I think everywhere except Australia. Australia is not those conditions where, see, in Australia, it's all about like how you bat, right? Even if you bat first, the important thing in Australia is not to just go for 6.
Agreed.
You'll have to
Twos
you'll
and
have
threes.
to exactly, you have to find boundaries and do it well. So if you see the patterns, the team batting first have also won. So Australia is one condition where it's not going to be win toss, win game sort of thing.
Correct.
It's more about like how you view the dimension. Whichever team finds the dimension and everything better, they will win the
And
tournament.
Pratik, you make good options over there, but I think it's going to be complete opposite in what we're going to see in Australia, because A, it's a high octane tournament, so there won't be a dip in bowling quality. The pitches won't be roads there. There'll be something for all, because ICC will have the
No,
last
I don't
say.
think.
For sure. I mean, the pitches
Okay,
will be
wait.
watchable.
Okay, wait.
Compared to...
Oh,
what a
that's a
catch.
beauty.
What a ball.
That's a beautiful.
And Rohit has got Rabada yet again, the third time in T20s.
Okay, wait. Let me ask you this question. Okay, T20s of the format. What do you think about the format? Do you think it's a fairly balanced format, or do you think it's all about entertainment?
It's all about entertainment.
So why then why do you need a balance?
So that's what makes the toss more critical then, right?
But if it's going to be something for entertainment, you just need more runs. As a like a viewer, right? You would rather watch the ball sailing and then somebody picking a fifer.
I think
that's the whole point of the.
So would you
balance-
rather watch a 200 versus 200 game, or would you watch it rather 120, 120 nip
I
and
would
tuck?
I would
Exactly.
rather watch a 200.
So that is what I feel. I agree with him that in a T20,
Arguable.
I'll tell you what, this also depends on format to format. In a T20, I would rather watch a 200 versus 200. And an ODI, I would watch a 250 v 250 game.
Yeah, but even in a T20, sometimes 130, 120 is a great game.
Yeah, but not time and again, right? I mean, if you remember the pitches at Sharjah, it became boring at one point of time. I mean, there was no skill involved. Everyone was just coming, bowling slower into the wicket. There was no tactic.
Simple question. Do you like matches played in Chepauk?
I love matches playing Chepauk.
No, because you lose. I mean, that's a different thing. But
No, I'm just saying, see, I understand games like Chinnaswamy or Wankhede where it's just 180, 200 wins. But in Chepauk, the beauty of cricket is where you want different sort of outcomes, right? Even sometimes a 150, 160 game is good. rather than always having a 210, 220 game.
No, 150, 160 is good, but having like 120, 130 game is not good. Because see, as a fan,
Yeah.
you would rather want to see more moments of something happening than
Agreed.
nothing happening for. See, in Asia Cup also.
So
a
you're
lot of
saying
games-
only in the longest format you'd want something like that?
Yeah, in longest format, keep it interesting for both teams. You should
Yeah.
not have it like one-sided. Not like England where there's overcast conditions, you just go 10 for 3.
Yeah.
It should not be that way.
Yeah, or rank turners where game
Yeah.
is.
KL batting defensive for pressure. Well, let's take some questions right now. GS, you want to say there's nothing like batting second and winning. You bowl well, you win. Example,
Yeah,
2021.
GS, but such examples are rare, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, 2021
And-
IPL final,
and
they got some
final-
220. Or they
Final
got
is a
230 or
final is a
something.
different game altogether.
Asia Cup
I mean, I was
final.
really surprised in IPL 2022 when Samson opted to bat first.
Oh, 1 second. By the way, is this game happening in Joburg? Because there's
Yeah.
3 slips out. India, of course, being peppered by Rabada right now. Asab Singh is saying entertainment is for the viewers. Toss makes the game unfair for the teams competing.
Okay, I'd say, do you have any alternate? I mean, everyone will want to come up with an alternate to just
No, there is
reduce
an alternate.
the
There is an
impact
alternate.
of toss.
Just start early.
Yeah, so what you can do is
Just
then
start early.
basically
But what
water
will
the
that
ground
make?
even more, so there'll be
Short.
dew in the first innings, much for the second
No,
innings.
either start early so that you eliminate dew, or you make it 10 versus 10 versus 10 versus 10. So
Yeah.
that way it makes it equal for both teams. So both
But
teams
still,
will have dew in the second
last
innings.
team will inevitably be end up
No, but
chasing in the 10 overs.
there'll still be only that much of a
Yeah.
difference. It
Yeah,
won't be
yeah.
like a massive difference
You
between
know,
two teams.
you wouldn't know from upfront that what
Exactly.
the target is.
Yeah.
So that could be a possible solution.
Maybe even 5-5-5-5-5.
That
Do
would
it
be
like a
too much.
baseball game.
Just
that
gotta break it down.
Yeah.
By the way, Virat Kohli, the sensation has arrived.
But guys, I really think if Pakistan can get their act together and figure out
Don't say
a
it.
good place for Shadab to
Don't
bat,
say it.
I know I'll get a lot of hate for this, but
Oh, 2 gems. 2 absolute gems from
Bowl
Rabada.
out.
11 for 1. Either matches can start earlier, the toss could be conducted through a game of skill, such as a bowl out of a 4-inning match. Yeah,
Yeah.
make cricket a longer game. We love it.
see,
Especially for us. We just have nothing to do
there
in
have
life,
been
honestly.
options floated in the past, especially for test matches that make the away team pick, which
Yeah.
which I like because
Which
that
is
will,
what? Which is what, basically?
Basically, away, there's no toss.
the touring
whichever
side team will
yeah,
decide
they'll
if they
decide
want to
what they
bat
want
or
to
they
do.
want to bowl first, which is a very good shout. And second is game of skill. Yeah,
Game of skill they did try in Australia where they flipped
Or
the
rock,
bat,
paper,
flipped the
scissor.
bat.
Rock, paper, scissor,
Rock, paper,
odd or
scissor.
even. Oh,
And cricket.
rock paper
And
scissors,
cricket.
lizard Spock.
Lizard Spock.
For sure. Will they bring on Keshav Maharaj, 2 players who struggle against spin? Let's see. Ankur Jain going on to say, despite being a top quality batter, don't you feel Lokesh Rahul has a negative vibe that sucks the momentum out of his side? Both ICT and
I
Punjab.
love that question. I mean,
You know why Somesh is laughing so much? Because he says this on repeat in the office. The fact that,
Negative vibe.
as much as he likes Rahul, don't get me wrong, it's just that his modus operandi, the way he goes about his business,
his
been,
expressions, his
his
pressure is
expressions.
written on his face.
Even
I am
that-
under pressure.
even that Breakfast with Champions episode with Gaurav Kapoor,
his
it was
press conferences are boring.
boring.
He's full vanilla.
and I love KL, dude. He's a
A
battle guy.
bot
But
can
come on.
replace KL Rahul in toss, post-match, press conference,
And
and
batting.
even breakfast with champion
Yeah.
Oh, I
interviews.
thought batting.
So Rahul is honestly like a Siri of India. Like,
Yeah.
hey Siri, hey KL, which is driving so much mad. right
I mean, a
now.
combination of KL Rahul and Ranveer Singh will be the ideal energy level required
Okay.
for a
They're
human
the
being.
either end of spectrums.
Yeah.
The balancing act.
No, but the thing with Rahul is it's not see the reason why we are all frustrated is that he can bat like a butler, but
Yeah.
he decides not to. That's
Exactly.
why we
Yeah.
are frustrated.
That is the thing, no? He has the skill.
Yeah,
Because
that's
apart
why
from Surya Kumar Yadav, KL Rahul is the only man who can play
360.
360.
Yeah.
So that is why I
No one
keep
else.
saying that my ideal. See, once upon a time, my ideal partner.
Oh my god. You guys
Nailed
are the memes, man. You guys honestly in the memes.
I would want a little bit of grey hair as well, but he
No grey hair,
maybe 2
just
years,
blessed.
another 2 years with cricket.com.
Yeah, thank you, honestly. Way better looking than Sundar. But look, it's honestly
His-
substance
his-
and style.
his name is Sundar, but Avnish is the real Sundar.
Ati Sundar.
And
Ati
bro,
Sundar.
I might be better looking, but he's like a fucking millionaire. And it's honestly substance over style. That classic example. Not to do
ठीक है भाई,
myself a
जिनके पास
disservice.
चेहरा नहीं होता उनका पैसा होता है, ठीक है ना?
Yeah. Let's leave that conversation
And
there.
there are people who have
Coming back to KL Rahul. One
कोई बात
second.
नहीं.
One second. Coming back to KL Rahul. 15 ball 6. Is this a net session? Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
No,
He's
high.
gone, dude.
I
He's
think
gone.
it's high.
Oh, he's
Rahul needs to
lucky.
step up today.
He
I think
is lucky
day.
not
I think
to be
see,
given.
in an ideal world, I wouldn't want anyone to step up. Let the middle order again. I mean, this is again my call because I feel
Introspect, I mean, surely, I mean, no chance. You're saying what? You just want him to get runs, introspect, really?
I mean, see, I think the comments are on the lines of people actually feeling that India might struggle to chase this, which is interesting in itself. But I feel this is, I mean, if let's say Rahul fail,
I think it's
a good opportunity for Pant, right? I mean, ultimately, what's the point of India just chasing with 9 wickets in hand?
Or Akshar.
Yeah, it
Get
could be a
Akshar.
blessing in disguise, you're right. But 1 second, is it literally 100, 110 sort of average wicket? Because India, 11 for 1 after 4, they're making a match of this, so to speak, with their shambles going on. KL 6 of 17. Come on, man. Rizwan's batting at a quicker pace. That's ridiculous. Honestly.
So,
meanwhile, Wood 3 for 10 and 2.3. What's happening across the border? Cricket.com's app will save you, which is always good.
88 for 5. Oh, everyone is out and still Rizwan is playing.
88 for 5.
Is Rizwan...
it's fair to say Rizwan is the Steve Smith of
No,
T20
I was about
cricket.
to ask something else. Is Rizwan surname Trivedi?
Mohammad Rizwan Trivedi is still playing.
Wow, Pakistan shambles 88 for 5.
So, Avnish, a few years back, the ideal partnership in full flow would have been Rohit and Kohli. But I think today, I would feel it's KL Rahul and Surya in full flow. Batting together. What do you think? I mean, do you agree or do you have some other pairing in mind?
It's
Who would your
vintage Rohit and Virat. Still.
Vintage Rohit? I mean, you want to go back and
No, I'm saying if they still play off blinders, nothing can substitute. I mean, no offense to Sky because he has more shots than Rohit and Virat. But when you see those two bat, dude, like it's just a joke.
Okay, how about Pant and Jadeja?
Like nothing can beat Rohit's full shot, nothing can beat Virat's cover drive. End of story.
Either one will be taking on pace, one will be taking on spin. It's just go bang.
12 for 1, by the way. KL Rahul 7 of 18, facing Rabada, who's going to bowl his third over right now. Another close one. I'll tell you what, the ball is moving. It's absolutely
moving. They need to just take it chill till lunch. We'll take it after that.
Yeah, exactly. Knowing that this is what, like, it's honestly looking like bloody Lords, right?
Could Deepak Chahar be promoted? Wish Dhoni was there in the dressing room.
Could Ashwin be promoted? Is a pinch
that's
anchor.
a good.
Love to see a Bumrah Chahar partnership today. Unfortunately, Bumrah
edged and
over the slips.
Yeah, as Ravi Shastri would say, flashes and flashes hard.
He didn't flash hard. I mean, it just bounced. Yeah.
So,
but then runs in the third man region. I mean, we've seen modern day captain plug in that area, but
modern day captain,
not Bahuma. No.
But yeah, KL,
I thought you were talking about Rahul, modern day captain,
playing an absolute blinder. 20
ball.
11.
Oh no, it's
and Nokia's not bowled yet.
So Rabada would take this spell over the spell that he bowled the last time he held a red ball.
No.
Samir Alana. Unfortunate news from Samir Alana. Let me know early. I mean, no worries, mate. Look, I think the game's going to get over soon. So
we just keep saying that and it's going to go till
it's going to go to the 20th over.
No, we can actually give it out to the fans. If any of you guys want to join us in this live.
Yeah, for sure. Pratik Kandari, let us know if you want to join in come on video and be part of this watch along.
You think every team is just having a decent bowling in World Cup? By the way, which is the
every team except West Indies.
Best bowling side, I still feel, and I might get belted in the comments, but I think it's Pakistan.
It is Pakistan. I mean, there is no doubt about that.
No, I have a different choice. England.
I would say.
I
would say New Zealand. I would say New Zealand.
Wait.
How?
Wait. Okay. If England find their best 11 in terms of bowling, say they have Wood, they have Adil Rashid, they find
Archer.
more. Then they have Archer is not fit. I'm saying, or they have like Chris Fox, and then they find one person, either Luke Wood or a David Willey.
But Akash, I mean, you're answering your question yourself. I mean, you're saying if they can find, we're 1 month into the World Cup.
No,
I mean,
they've already found. That's what I'm saying.
1 month before the World Cup.
Luke Wood has played really well.
Not really.
No, in that game he picked
one game
for 20.
Sri Lanka has the best bowling side.
So he's been playing well.
Look at Pakistan. Okay, Shaheen Shah, Naseem Shah, Haris Rauf. Then you have Shadab.
Mohammad
Nawaz. You have Mohammad Nawaz.
You know, Haris Rauf. I saw the numbers. Haris Rauf averages 40 the death. 40. and he's the death over bowler.
Did you see Haris Rauf in the last game?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'll come back to
No,
those
no.
numbers again.
Oh, they're gonna
Him-
go back and
him-
forth.
Him with all that BBL
Okay, fine. If
experience.
it's not Pakistan, who comes close? Best bowling side heading into
Australia.
Again, Australia.
in their own
not
conditions.
really.
Yeah.
But I mean, depending on if they have the guts to drop Cummins and play Alice.
Why not New Zealand? New Zealand have everything that you want.
No,
Lockie
but in
Ferguson,
Australia-
Bolt,
Who's the
That's
spinner? Who's the
Isodi.
Is
Debatable.
he really? No, is he really the spinner?
Yeah,
Oh.
he's not there.
Then you have Nigel Long's brother.
Nigel Long is
Yeah, I saw the highest wicket taker in BBL.
Yeah, for sure. Who did he play for the BBL in Adelaide Strikers?
Who
No,
Alice Rauf.
Melbourne Stars.
Oh, Melbourne
Melbourne
Stars.
Stars.
Melbourne Stars.
from Gully to Stars.
And KL survives a third LBW not out this evening. Well done, KL. 3 bodies, though. He'll be out in the Office Premier League. Had made KL my captain in fantasy today. Good luck with that. Hopefully, gets you another 39 runs, gets you 50, gets you
Negative
points.
so far.
But yeah, did he take any catch? I'm not
I
sure.
don't
Did he
remember.
inflict any run out? Not sure.
I think all South African dismissals were bold anyway. So
Yeah, KL showing that he can survive max LBW shots. Yeah,
Yeah.
3 this evening already, GS. 3 that he survived. Whoa, what is that? It's like KL is just literally...
that's a premeditated duck.
Are they playing in Delhi? Ferozshah Kotla. It looks like that.
Honestly,
Ball is bouncing
it's madness.
wayward.
But 11 of 24, what are they thinking? Do they know at the back of their head that they're been like, it's 108, we'll chase it down, but let's just give
No, I
ourselves some
think
time.
they're like, yeah, Surya Kumar. Don't worry. He'll take care.
वो आगे कर लेगा अपने को क्या ही करना है.
Oh, yeah, there's no Hardik today. So Surya will come in at 4,
Then
and then 5,
Pant.
Pant, and then DK.
DK, Aksar.
And then
Oh.
Akshay.
Chahar, Ashwin, we have a very long batting.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
pretty good. Honestly, can't really complain.
And
over
then
that.
Ashdeep, 8 of 2.
8 of 2,
8 of
Ashdeep.
2.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, was that Bishnoi? That was Bishnoi.
Oh, Bishnoi,
That
yeah.
was Bishnoi.
But again, Ashdeep can bat.
But
so
yeah, India
just go all
doing.
So I
brilliantly.
want to read something out
Hmm.
to end the conversation that we were having. Since the start of 2020, most T20I wickets in death overs, which is the last 4 overs, not 5, 17 to 20.
Is Haris Rauf.
Haris Rauf 32.
Okay.
Second is Engidi 21. Then Mark Adair 20 and Mustafizur 20. Mustafizur also 20. And Haris Rauf has done that with an economy of 8.
But how many games has Harris played?
Dude, I mean, it would be a handful. He has like 11 more wickets than the next best
Okay,
bowler.
fair.
Engidi's economy is 10.5. His economy is 8. So he's not just picking wickets of the day. His economy is also brilliant.
Yeah.
And everyone knows what Shaheen can do. So, I mean, I
Pakistan's
think there is
been-
Pakistan and then there is daylight.
Then there's
Yeah.
And then
Delhi.
there is the second best bowling attack. Australia could be, but not with Cummins in there for sure.
Told you
Deadly
already,
beamers.
South Africa should bowl deadly beamers. This pitch has bounced. Why bowl beamers then?
Bouncers, you mean?
Yeah, bouncers.
GS
You're not
getting
making
carried
use of
away.
the pitch then, GS.
Yes.
But yeah, India, honestly, 16 for 1, 5.2. Virat's taking a page out of the KL Rahul textbook in terms of just biding his time, being circumspect. But I fancy a release shot coming right now. Either an extra cover drive.
पर कोहली टेस्ट में तो 4 में आता था
Oh,
ना आज 3 पे
flashing.
क्यों आया वो?
Yeah.
पुजारा का we missed Pujara.
Oh.
We needed Pujara for this game. He should have
Going
made his
by this,
T20I debut.
no, going by his Royal London Cup form, maybe he would have scored a, I don't know, 80 or 40.
But guys, like, this is ridiculous. I mean, is it
Last
just
50
Anirudh Kasargod, is this India's lowest power play score in T20Is ever?
ever?
Especially after
ever.
losing just 1 wicket.
Yeah.
If you're listening to us, please send it back to us.
And let us know about Ashwin's none for 8 4 overs. I'm sure there's some stat about that as well.
It's the cheapest wicketless spell.
Yeah. Oh, Virat getting 4, is it? No, he gets 2.
is the
Oh.
cheapest wicketless spell from a off spinner from Tamil Nadu.
From Tamil Nadu.
Who has been
Rabada's
born
a
in the-
great fast bowler fielder. Is he better than Bolt as a fast bowler?
No.
No one is better than Bolt.
So Bolt is the best.
Yeah, if you would have taken that catch,
Where
2019 final.
Oh yeah, unfortunate. But he took a catch to dismiss Brathwaite, no, in that same World Cup.
Yeah.
At the boundary, Manchester.
Bolt, Southie, both of them are pretty good.
Saudis are very good slip catcher.
Yeah, very good. Honestly, very, very good. By the way, if you guys are joining us, subscribe and of course follow us on our social media handles. You would not
Short,
regret it.
But not in the gap.
It's his luck.
We are Cricket at Twitter, cricket.com _official Instagram. and cricket.com/TV on YouTube. Lots of love being shown by you guys tonight. We've answered everything, and we are in the mood to have some more fun with you guys. Let's just come back to an earlier conversation, which I promised the viewers. India versus Pakistan, neutral games, test match cricket. Did that idea entice you? No, yes. Would you embrace it? So,
I had an idea.
hmm.
Playing one India-Pakistan test every year in a non-test playing nation. You know
Okay.
what they'll do?
So give me an example. Like, for example,
Iceland cricket, I mean, they actually tweeted that they're okay to host it, but that's like taking it too far.
US.
what in
probably.
Reykjavik, basically, Reykjavik hosting India, Pakistan.
Yeah, imagine an India-Pakistan game in US.
Yeah.
Test game. The viewers will get what they want. The broadcasters will get what they want. The countries, the non-test playing nation will get a taste of what it is like to host a big ticket event. Plus, it'll earn them a decent revenue. So it's
But
like win-win for everyone.
But who are the other countries in that bracket?
I mean,
The US?
US,
Maybe
So
some
Lauderhill,
European country,
Scotland,
Lauderhill.
Germany,
Scotland.
Spain, some country from Europe who are still growing. That
I
would be
mean,
interesting. Anywhere except UK, anywhere except England. They don't deserve to host a India-Pakistan.
Hong Kong, they can have a test in UAE. They can have a test in Scotland, Zimbabwe.
UAE will be home ground for Pakistan.
I mean, doesn't matter.
Nairobi, Gymkhana.
Yeah,
the good
it could
old
be anywhere.
2000.
Nepal.
No, anywhere except England because they don't deserve. They are the ones who created these two nations.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so they.
I mean, there's so
Nepal.
much of cricket being played even in Amsterdam recently.
This is India's lowest total in the power play in T20s.
Wow, really? Anirudh
yeah,
Kasargod, the BCCI
see.
beat you to it,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Gone,
it's
gone. Virat
Nokia
goes. First
strikes.
ball. First ball. He tried to uppercut him really, and it was just faint feather to the cock.
So
India in a real
someone's-
pickle. One second. So one
eight over
second.
chase.
If Surya, and I love Surya to death here, but if he gets a first bowler, then honestly, Pant is in the
I think
perfect
I think
situation
India
there.
should promote Pant
Akshar.
or any one of the lefties.
Was that
will-
out?
That
Yeah,
will
it
just,
does.
I mean, Kohli walked. You would have known.
Yeah, for sure. But
So I mean, that would just
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Akshar because he is anyway going to start. So if you put him in these situations, better to
yeah,
know
because
that.
we need someone who can just belt or at least
Who is
try
it?
and belt for
Surya
a
Kumar
few-
Yadav.
few innings,
Yeah, it's Surya.
few balls.
I saw a lot of tattoos. So it's
guys,
confirmed.
Kohli's test form continues to be a concern.
3 of 9, 3 of 9. Shit, man. The 17 for 2 now, 107 suddenly starts looking like 140,
Mm.
right?
Somebody talked about 8 over chase. Who was it?
I was talking about finishing this game in 12 overs, but obviously the BCCI have different scripts that we can never see coming. But unfortunately, Som doesn't get what he wants because Surya Kumar Yadav is out there. He wanted Rishabh Pant because Pant needs some time in the middle. India need to play this right. I mean, we all spoke about safety, Som. The fact that, we're going to bowl first and we're going to chase anything that South Africa throws at us. They've thrown us 106, guys. We can't really fuck this up.
Can we?
Can we? Can Nokia have a say? Surya, first ball to him.
Oh! We talked about one
Jagging it
one
back in.
express speedster earlier on Mark Wood. Now we have the other one.
Yeah. Is KL's 26 ball 11 now making sense? Because it's...
I'm pretty much sure that Bishan is not feeling bad for South Africa anymore because this game is on.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is.
Because the asking rate is above 6.
Sometimes the scorecards in this game have been fascinating. We saw South Africa 8 for 4. We saw them 18 for 5. We're seeing India 17 for 2 after 6.2. Like, what is going on? We even spoke about games where 120 plays 130 are more fascinating. But right now, obviously, 107 is not chaseable.
That's what I referred to, right? India.
Top edge. There is a man
Six,
there, but
that's
there is a crowd there. And they will catch it and they will throw it back because Surya Kumar Yadav, how often does he get off the mark with a 6 in T20 cricket? Yet again, another one in his kitty. Let's take Vasant Narayan's question then.
A pinch hitter right now would have made sense. I mean, it would not have been a very bad option because, I mean, nothing to lose.
Yep.
There are options till 10. So maybe.
I think Anirudh said it in one of the previous watchalongs. Pinch anchor.
Pinch anchor.
Pinch
But
anchor.
yeah, I mean, the pinch anchor to KL Rahul hai. So,
He's not a pinch.
Yeah, he
He's just
doesn't
an
have the
anchor.
punch. He doesn't
He's
have
an
the
anchor
pinch.
who pinches. So
Yeah, pinches the team. Nokia can't believe his luck, but Surya's SS Blade taking it all the way for 6. Look, India, even though they have just 107 to win, It's a little eye opener for them.
Oh,
Oh, get
that's
out of
second
here!
clear.
Shut the
That's
front
extra
door.
green.
Honestly, what a shot that is! What a shot that is! This boy makes pace look so easy.
Yeah, if he could hit Jofra Archer like that, then nothing no cares.
Man, it's ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous. Like Surya has just been blessed with timing and shots and range and premeditation. All those words that you fancy with a good
How far do you
batsman.
think it went?
Oh,
96?
I think it was nearly top second tier. So I think close
Will
to
they show
100.
that? Is a good question.
I think this frame is meant for showing the distance.
The distance.
Usually.
Except
Oh,
maybe this time.
Yeah.
78. Wow, that's
Wow. Okay.
optical
There's
illusions.
surprise.
नहीं,
Optical
इनको
illusions.
parabola का distance निकालते नहीं
If
आता.
Sky survives, he'll show KL how to bat under pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ankur. Oh, outside
no,
the
no.
line. Outside the
Impact
line,
outside.
Nitin Menon. Outside the line. Wry smile from Sky over there. But yeah, he's just the catalyst that India need from time to time. And I think if there's an X factor that we don't already see, it's Suryakumar Yadav. Obviously, there will
Are
be
they going
failings.
for a review?
They
Oh,
are.
they are.
Oh,
They're
burnt.
ridiculous. They burnt
That's a
it.
review burnt.
Look at Miller and look at Bauma.
They have burnt it. They have absolutely burnt
Look,
it.
I mean, thankfully they're not playing Jansen. Otherwise, look at Jansen and then look at the
This is the lowest score by a Test play nation in the first 6 overs of losing a lesser.
one
or
of
lesser.
fewer wicket. Yeah,
Wow.
that's a.
India,
Shocker.
we know
Mad
India
stat.
like to create records, but this is not one they would
What do you think about a
s-
clean shaved Enric Nokia?
clean.
He looks like one of those Mission Impossible villains, one of those German dudes with
Or
like
a James Bond villain.
a huge
I think there's an inside edge.
gun
No.
castle.
But it's
It's way outside off stump. They've burnt another review. They don't have any more remaining, but I don't think it would matter because
What's more boring to watch?
Oh,
Rahul opening or
after-
Gareth Southgate leg team?
man, Gareth Southgate. Honestly, I'm a United
inside
fan.
edge.
But like he reminds me of Solskjaer for United, where he just wants to be a nice guy, and the British press won't really write anything bad about
My
him.
bottle, no.
And KL Rahul as well
There
opening,
is-
My bottle.
dude.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. KL Rahul opening has so much more potential, like the boys have been saying. But what is it with him? Is it the best to come yet? Hopefully, I don't
When?
know. In the time
What
to
is
come.
yet is a question.
At the World Cup, all these bilaterals, he can just use it as net practice, and then
See, but in this game at the moment, his approach is
Still not.
slightly
wonderful.
justified.
No, still not. 11 of 26, right? If it's
I mean, it's all about how he finishes. If he gets out now, then this is a most fucked up knock ever.
no,
the bat's
even then,
losing
11 of 26. See, if a guy can come, I mean, I know he's Suryakumar Yadav, but if a guy can come and score 12 of 5,
yeah,
there's
correct.
no reason that you can't be, say, 15 of 20
Correct.
or 15 of
11,
22.
11 of 26 is like.
No, but I mean that is easier done outside the power play.
Oh, yeah.
Power play it's very
No,
difficult.
power
to
play also is
take
easy.
singles.
See, the 4 he got was he just swung
So
the bat and
basically,
he got
he's
a boundary.
essentially 7 of 25.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 11 of 26 resembles Akash Chopra playing Jason Gillespie back in 2003 in that sort of score you'd
Yeah,
picture.
Let's see what Mark Wood is up to.
Mark Wood, 3 for 10. Has it got better?
3 for 10, still 3 for 10. He's not bold.
He's not bold after that.
Pakistan are 116
See,
for
this is the
7.
most T20 runs in a calendar year
Yes,
for a
117 for 7. And guess what? Rizwan
But I
is
think
still
honestly, we played so many T20s.
Shikhar is a
Shikhar.
very like surprising name there. 2018,
And
689 runs.
Shikhar Dhawan, that is not Pan Masala.
But I think 2018 was the year when a lot of these mainstream boys were not playing.
But still,
T20Is.
689 runs is still a lot of runs.
Uh,
I mean, 2016 Virat Kohli, we know he was at his peak, and then
Yes.
that was just 641. And 2018, I don't think even Dhawan was at his peak. I mean, I don't know what is Dhawan's peak on there, Shamsi. Look at Shamsi. He doesn't look very. He's from university end where there is no athletics.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. By the way, Shamsi at one point in time was the world's best T20 bowler. I don't know if he still has that thing. But KL Rahul would certainly love the situation where he can milk his way to greatness.
Greatness.
Which is ridiculous.
If greatness is 33 ball, 15, 16, then yeah, sure.
Look at Shreyas Iyer holding Virat Kohli's bat like for a second. I was just like, what?
Successor.
Not happening. Honestly, not
Successor.
happening. But yeah, guys, we've had so much fun, by the way, tonight, just restarting watch-alongs because we had so much success doing it for the Asia Cup. We're doing lots more of it
See, just
throughout
look at
this
Shamsi.
series. Yeah, he's been
He
ridiculous. He's
just
been
looks-
ridiculous. He has the magic sword in his...
Oh, that's it.
Remember the thing. Yeah.
Still, this is like
So Shamsi, likes bringing the ball back in more than taking it away,
because
which is his
Stock
stock ball.
delivery.
Yeah, but something that Ravi Vishnu should learn, that you should learn to use
To
your
bowl-
stock ball more.
even Ashwin should.
Yeah. Ashwin doesn't have a stop. You don't know what Ashwin's stop ball is.
Right now, I think it's a carom ball. It's stock
It's-
delivery.
It's a Campbell. India 30 for 2, chasing 108.
Oh, was it
Oh,
a drop?
nearly played
No.
it back on the stumps. White
Wide?
ball.
Okay.
But India making 107, like I said, looked like 130, 140. We wanted an early finish. Unfortunately, we're not going to get it. It's 9:30 now. Ideally,
So, would you call this game interesting? According to you, tight game, low
yes,
scoring.
yes.
Okay, then you're.
I mean, I completely understand where you're
See,
coming from in the
I'll tell
sense
you what.
where you love a chase and you love like a pacey game. But this also has a beauty about it,
it
weirdly.
does, but if you watch, say, 14 games on a stretch like
Oh,
this,
no,
Exactly,
100%.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that is
I
my
just
point.
want 1 or 2 of these games
Yeah.
to be part of, say, 7, 8 games.
exactly, that's
Right? 6 games, I don't mind 200, play 200, but like 4 5 games should be definitely these. But not
Yeah.
these also, not like 107.
One of such games are interesting, but
but not,
obviously,
yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Let's see if South Africa's spinners emulate what India did. India's spinners had it easy because they had literally the ball to the middle order and the tail. But they still, like, I don't know. I think they just got a little bit more than what they should have, South Africa.
Look at that. India's middle over, there have been what, 4
Wow.
deliveries, right?
Wow.
Or 1.4 deliveries. I'm not sure
That is
what they
shocking.
count as.
yeah, 1.4.
Yeah, they've scored in 1.4. They've scored 60.
So Suryakumar scored the same runs as KL, but 4 times a lesser amount of deliveries that he's faced. Oh, powered for 4. Or is it? You always have your best fielders there. Maharaj, funnily enough, at long off. I thought it's normally David Miller. But KL Rahul, what is he playing for? Is he playing for a
Orange cap.
just runs,
Orange cap.
form? Harsaib saying these games really become interesting in the first 4 and last 3 overs of the complete 40.
Exactly. In the middle is where you just lose.
In the middle, go ahead, make yourself some Maggie, download the cricket.com app, do all these fun things. Heyman saying, you know that fable of the hare and the turtle reincarnated as KL Rahul, and he sleeps a lot. I mean, sleep also at times. Yeah, ouch.
Yeah. And the,
You know, the
And the hair
sad
is-
part is sometimes the turtle just, I mean,
The hare and the tortoise.
yeah, but the turtle remains
you know
asleep
who,
even,
you know who's the head? Suryakumar Yadav.
yeah. But the hare doesn't sleep, but the
Exactly.
turtle watches the hare.
But in that
asleep and sleeps.
fable, who wins? The tortoise wins.
The tortoise
race.
wins, but that's the sad part. No, here the tortoise watches that the hare is sleeping, so I should sleep as well.
Oh, thanks, Heyman, for that analogy. Just
Ish.
brightening up our lives in this rather dim studio. We're going to get all our acts together before the World Cup for sure. Speaking of getting the acts together,
There is the
Keshav
king.
Maharaj, the king, is going to be coming into the
The
attack.
king enters once the other king is out.
He, of course, captained South Africa in the last T20 series before Bavuma had his ass pain, whatever he had.
No, Miller.
Oh, Miller. Miller was it? Yeah,
In England, Miller was, I think, the captain.
that is true. Now, KL Rahul struggles
So
against
do you
left arm
think-
spin.
Do you think if they ever play a game where both male and female cricketers play together, and if they pair up Keshav Maharaj and Alana King,
Oh,
Oh,
that'd be interesting.
that's I'm sure, like,
Or if they pair Poonam Yadav and Matt Parkinson, that would be the slowest bowling pair.
Oh,
They'll
yeah,
be
yeah,
just
for sure.
looping. Oh,
For
very
sure.
good fielding.
and Deepti Sharma and Ravi Ashwin naturally.
That would be interesting.
Harsaib Singh
Mixed
going to say,
IPL.
is Rahul going to play Tewatia here? It reminds me of his tweet, I think Som said way back in the IPL, when life gives you Rahul's, make it a Tewatia, not a KL. But yeah, I don't know. Can he play catch-up cricket? The term that we all love using. Even if he does,
Is it justified?
yeah, is it justified? I mean, it might be in this low-scoring encounter, but surely he's going to
Oh,
get.
his strike rate is 50.
it's
Not even 50.
Not even 50, it's less than
less than
Yeah.
50. It's
Even in
for-
Test cricket,
it's 44.
people. Even in Test cricket, people have a better strike rate.
That's terrible. That's honestly
Harry
terrible.
Brook in first class, he had a strike rate of 75,
Shit.
and here we have.
Here we have a man.
Oh, that's
But I think
gone.
in this particular, there'll be a lot of justifications by him, by management, and everyone
Agreed.
And how
See,
I mean, even our
no,
own Anirudh Kasargodu, who is
no.
a
I'm
very big KL Rahul fan in disguise.
No, I'm okay with the justification. What I'm trying to say is he tried. He didn't even try hitting it. He just like half-hearted shots, and he missed all those deliveries.
So I mean,
he could have just tried playing it.
Such knocks always need a bailout innings from the other end, like Rahul Tewatia's knock. I mean, it would have been nothing without the Sanju Samson
Yeah, that's true.
innings that night.
Shivatsan.
Again, right?
That's
Surya
a good
Kumar
question.
is really bailing him out.
Ask. Yes.
Why don't players who struggle with timing just voluntarily retire from innings? That a better way to help your team? Yeah, just ask Ravi Ashwin.
Yeah, but I mean, the concern there is no retiring and then coming back, right? The rule says that you have to retire out. That's essentially a wicket down.
And plus, you can't ask people like KL or Virat or whoever were heckling because it's just reputation and egos. Oh, God, is it? No, falling short. Heart and mouth moment. But South Africa, another tidy over, just 4 off, 38 for 2 India after 9 overs, chasing 107. And now what's the required rate? 7? No.
8?
69 of
No, it's
11.
almost 6.
Above 6.
7.
But still, I honestly want Pant to come in as early as possible to like.
I think they could have sent.
Just
I
take-
mean, one of them can take a risk and then send Pant
Yeah.
against 2, essentially what, leg spinners.
But then coming back to our point, right? I mean, with a bench of 40 players, every player is insecure and they just want to be there, finish this off.
That's exactly where that Samson's like comment in that which was it, Breakfast with Champions, where he said that I don't care about scoring runs. I just care about how I play cricket.
Yeah.
And I just want to go strike and play it well. I think that's perfectly sums up T20 cricket. Nobody understands T20 cricket as he does, at least in terms of batting.
No,
People are still like strike rate is overrated, but he actually understands that strike rate is something that can be the differentiator between winning and losing games. So, yeah. I mean, India still have a decent batting lineup. So just have to, I mean, Rahul just has to try doing something, at least rotate strike.
You don't want a situation where he plays another 2 overs of this and then suddenly it goes up to 8, 8.5, and then they panic and then it becomes 10, and then India throw the most ridiculous game like I've ever seen in my life. All gone. Or is he going to survive another? He's going to survive another one.
Oh, almost.
That's his 4th LBW shot he survived, and he survived a run-out shout. He doesn't get the runs there. Sean Denoy, thanks for getting involved, Sean. This time in front of the screen as well, not from just behind the screen. If Ashwin and Deepthi bowl in tandem, non-strikers will never leave their crease. They shouldn't. No non-striker should leave their crease. Just hear from Akash Chopra and Sam Billings. That Twitter battle was something.
Forget that. Alex Hales supported that.
Oh,
Alex Hales, the batter, said that batters should not move out of their crease.
Do you guys wonder what Ravi Shastri would have said to KL in the dugout with this kind of intent? He'd be like, he's just taking his time. He'll come good eventually. We know KL's a good player.
Okay, that was a good impression.
Yeah, not bad. Sundar Shastri.
And then will he end it with a trace a bullet?
Trace a bullet.
Oh, that was a trace a bullet. Definite trace a bullet.
I'm pretty sure
He's injured.
They'll set a 5 wide today.
Is he injured?
We've not seen one. Oh yeah, De Kock stopped one. I think even Pant saved one earlier on.
He's jammed this.
It's twice that he's done this to his finger now, De Kock.
I mean,
this will be a big blow. This will be a big blow. But they still have
the reserve keeper.
Henrik Klassen.
Henrik Klassen.
Or Rick Rickleton.
No.
Oh, that's
Ryan
Rickleton.
No,
Ryan
Rickleton. Klassen is there.
Rick Rickleton.
Rick Rickleton. That'll be a cool name. Rick Rickleton.
Yeah, that was just honestly Rick and Morty.
That's like Cheteshwar Pujara's wife, Pooja Pujara.
Oh, read your friend Shubh's comment.
आमिर खान 3 dates ऐसे पढ़ के फर्स्ट आ भी गए तो क्या फायदा आज वाचिंग खेल रहे हैं ऐसे खेल के मैच फिनिश कर भी दिए तो क्या फायदा through that truer words.
Shubh, why don't you come on, join us, man? You and Bishan will probably
I think he's on the live blog for the
really doesn't matter, mate. Just come on. You have more followers.
It's easy for video.
Shubh, I'll tell you what, if you're watching, I know you're a multitasker, so see if you can put your skills to test. Jump on for 5 minutes, say hello, get some more Twitter followers, and then go back to your boring live
blog. Till then, Avnish will update the live blog for you.
Yeah, till that. No, because honestly, what is the DLS pass score? Honestly, introspect, man. I mean, no puns there. But yeah, like I hope rain doesn't come through with this. We should get a result.
India will lose
because we're at the 10th
That's
over
the
mark.
By the way,
But
Pakistan are 131 for 8 after 17.3, and
wow, it's a
no
low
price for
scoring
guessing
game of
Rizwan
cricket
is still out
today.
there.
70.
63 of 45.
But yeah. By the way, tomorrow night, 8 p.m., my show, the CDC follow through, just as shameless plug-in as ever. Catch me because we're doing something really ridiculous in terms of discussing India's players and putting them in a tier list. And that'll be a lot of interaction and fun. Meanwhile, India chasing a timid 107, not so timid really, with South Africa making them look schoolboys at times, especially KL Rahul
So,
not getting
guys-
off to the perfect start.
Here is something interesting. Our data guys have sent us the match impact score for this game so far.
Well done, they're working. Oh, sorry,
Oh,
guys.
and,
Sorry,
no,
just
and no points for guessing.
yeah.
Who's the worst?
Of course. KL Rahul.
So how much is it on 10?
KL Rahul's score is -3.
Whoa! Ouch!
And we have the best and the worst playing together right now in terms of having
course.
an impact on this particular game.
So Surya is how much?
+4.
+4.
+4.
And someone like Ashwin has been how much?
I think
0.
plus what?
What? But none for 8 and 4.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever impact that was already
Negated.
created. Yeah.
Also, then obviously Cheher and Arshdeep.
Oh, sorry. These are just batting impacts.
Okay,
So-
batting
so, yeah.
impacts.
So Ashwin's would be counted as a different
CDC
league,
Statadak being let loose in the ticker or on the screen, as you can see. Low strike rate for an Indian in the first 30 balls.
And let loose.
And let loose, literally. Put it back on, guys. Put it back on. Or they're
Let
putting
us
it in the
read it.
ticker. In the first 30 balls of an innings, playing all 30 balls, KL Rahul, 43.3 was South Africa.
Oh.
Yuvraj Singh, 46
Who
was
remembers
Pakistan.
that 2016
That was a 84, right? That we needed?
Yeah.
Yuvraj against
yeah,
Pakistan.
yeah.
Yeah, and then Bhuvneshwar Kumar,
Dinesh
50
M.
versus Dinesh M.
Mongia.
Who is Dinesh M?
Dinesh M can be Dinesh Mongia.
Mongia,
There
that's
is
what
no
I was
other
thinking.
Dinesh.
Who is Dinesh
No, but
M?
has he played T20Is?
Oh, that's a good shout. Who is Dinesh M, guys?
Dinesh Modi.
Dinesh Modi.
QDK
Bhuvneshwar
is
Kumar
smiling.
versus Sri Lanka. And then
2021.
Dinesh M. Who the hell is Dinesh M? Or is this a typo? Get stuff out that we don't need. Maybe Dinesh C. Chandimal. Maybe it's C. But
Or Dinesh K.
yeah,
Dinesh K.
there's never been a batsman who's been Dinesh
So is it
M.
Dinesh K Karthik?
Yeah, Surya's and Ranveer Singh and Somesh suggestion of putting Rahul and Ranveer in the same room.
Yeah, maybe. Potentially.
And what, Deepika and
Let's not go there.
So if you put Surya and Ranveer in the same
Dinesh
room, it'll be
Monga
like
says Samir Alana. Really? But he didn't play he played T20 maybe one game.
T20I, I don't remember.
I
He
don't
played the
remember.
first one. He played the first ever one.
2006.
Yeah, against South Africa. He played that game.
Okay.
Or then maybe he scored at a strike rate around 15 that game.
Yeah.
But DK finished that game off.
DK finished that game off. But yeah.
So there were 2 Dineshes playing there.
Dinesh
Dinesh.
is- We know another Dinesh if you're watching DC.
Oh.
Good on you. Good love. And showerings. Dude, if Rahul was playing box cricket, he'd beat out 4 times. That's 6 beaten in 3 bodies. 4 bodies, actually.
He is playing even gully cricket, he would be out now. Captain will be like, please, come. It's fine. Even if the bat is yours, it's fine. I'll pay for it.
Actually, in all forms of cricket, stick cricket, book cricket, hand cricket, potentially. Oh, that's shocking. Rahul's not had a good day. Bishan Jaswant is here waiting in the wings. Can we get him on?
Yeah,
And can
yeah.
we get...
Get him, I'll have my dinner and come.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that one
Why,
Can you
hour.
tell-
why can't you bring it here?
Why can't you
All
just
of us
tell
are hungry.
Anirudh Kasargod, our stats man, to join from his laptop there?
Yeah, sure, I'll ask him.
And look at Bish sitting comfortably on his couch. Bish, how are you soaking
Hello,
up this
hello.
fantastic run chase that you called that South Africa wasting their time here? Clearly egg on your face.
Yeah, I said it would be a one-sided win, but with 17 for 106 overs, it's very hard to predict that would have happened. It's
But talk to
exciting.
me
It's
about
exciting.
KL
Not the kind of
Rahul.
exciting we've got used to from T20 game, but it's exciting.
What does KL Rahul's knock mean to you? Describe it in one word, Bish.
Boring.
It's just been shocking. Is he playing the situation, Som?
I don't know what he's doing, but he's definitely delaying my dinner time.
Why is he batting so slowly? Is it like defining circumspect with a capital C? Like, what is going on?
He just, I don't think tactically it was a bad idea to play it slow, but I guess even he didn't realize it would be that slow. We would have been fine with 35 for 1 in 6 overs, considering you're only chasing 106. And I'm guessing that's what he was going for as well. But once he went into that shell to be defensive and with the ball moving a bit, he just got stuck. I mean,
But he keeps
for
getting this
sure, he
one
wasn't.
situation, Bish. Is it because he finds himself in the situation, or he gets himself in the situation that he feels like, okay, now that I've batted a majority part of the innings, it's my responsibility to, of course, finish things off. But if it doesn't, it looks shocking. I mean, if he gets out this ball, that's 6 overs for just 15 runs. That's not even Kane Williamson in Test match cricket, dude. Come on. Oh, gone. Oh, he's put it down. He's literally had the luck to save him.
Nokia had the opportunity to put KL Rahul out of his misery, but
yeah. By the way, we'll welcome our stats man for the first time this evening and for the first time this series. Hello, my friend. How are we?
Fine.
Anirudh Kasargod,
a good day for stats.
A good day for stats.
Yeah.
Talk to me. And you know what, Anirudh, let's cut him some slack because he's been working super hard. But I'm sure even he, being the biggest KL Rahul fan, is not loved this innings. What's going on? Talk to me, man.
I don't know. Like, it's hard to describe.
KL is not KL Rahul's fan right now.
I don't think so. It's hard to describe. However, like, it's not about the form you're carrying or anything, but there has been nothing.
Oh, it's in the end. It's 6.
At least 6.
Oh, but finally.
But is it the slowest knock by an Indian after 30 plus balls?
35 plus balls.
Presently, yes. After batting 35 plus balls, yes. 43 was the one. So that is
so
still there.
What are the records that we have seen so far in this game?
Yeah.
The lowest score by a test playing nation in a power play
after losing one or lesser wicket. So 17, and that is one, and India's lowest power play score.
Yeah.
Ever.
Wow. It's a lowest score
by a test playing
ever
nation,
after
so
losing one or few
you don't have. There's no invite at all for that.
So basically, Bish, this contradicts Rohit Sharma's whole intent wala sort of thing, right? Or is it just
sure it does, but no, I don't think it's an aberration. It's the target is 106 and the conditions are tricky, so they said let's play it differently. I'm sure if India were batting first, you would have seen them not change their strategy.
Maybe they would have discussed that tonight. Let's not play like the captain. Let's play like the coach.
That would be pretty.
Anirudh, I'm curious, what platform are you using for your power play data?
Sorry, I didn't get.
What platform
we have our own.
We have our own.
Right.
I just want to throw that in there. Cricket.com
well
gives
done.
Everyone the world's best.
You can thank me for that plug.
No, indeed. And there's some more riveting stats. So go on, Ani.
So, yeah, like, apart from that, this innings has been very boring. So,
Surya almost sold KL there, but
what's like, so far, obviously the bowlers have dominated.
Bowlers have dominated,
about
and like one which the graphic they showed, like most runs for an Indian in the in a calendar year.
But how many we played? We played more games this year than any other calendar year.
Yeah, we have played, but like he has been extremely good. Like apart from that, a much better stat to say, like he has scored 44 sixes. Whoa. This is the most for any batsman in a calendar year.
Oh wow, that's a stat.
Yeah,
that is a stat.
And it's like who's that? Who got 44 sixes?
Surya.
But is it fair to say that Surya has had a Virat type of year? I mean, very good year, except the major tournament.
Yeah, the major tournament, which is the Asia Cup.
Yeah, Asia Cup. Apart from the Hong Kong game, if you want.
Yeah.
No, I fully agree. Let's just take that Pratik Kandari comment before we get more stats from Ani and thoughts from Bish.
I have a stat for Ani after Pratik's comment
as well. Pratik Kandari going on to say, "No man, I want to see India bottle this up." Gadar.
Yeah, but I have a theory. I mean, if India really want to prepare well for an ICC tournament, they need to start losing some bilateral games, because these games just lift.
So basically,
make them everyone overconfident and India are the favorites. They're like unbeatable.
So you take two.
You want 2003 World Cup to happen?
Yeah, for sure. Bish, how do you join this live? Hemant, if you want to join, more than welcome. Get in touch with us on Twitter or just DM us, and we'll probably send you the StreamYard link there, or we can probably even put it in the YouTube description. So Shaunak, if you're listening, try to get Hemant or any other fans on board. more than welcome to join the CDC community. Bishan, go for your stat before Ani can say his. What's the
No,
stat
no,
that
it's
you
a
have?
stat I want to ask Ani to check. I have a feeling that in the history of cricket, Surya probably has the highest balls per six at the start of an inning, say in this first 5 or 10 balls.
Oh,
I,
that's a good
i-
shout.
i- if I had
Okay.
to pick any player in the world to hit a six of the first ball, it's Surya and then Hardik.
Not Livingston?
I don't think so. Like Evan Lewis
No.
also comes up, and
Evan Lewis is a
Evan
good
Lewis
shout.
comes up in that one.
Asif Ali, maybe?
Maybe
Where?
even Sunil Narine.
Like it depends on what like the position where he's batting. If you want to see
Yeah.
like top three, then yeah, like
Okay, but what
I
if we
guess it
just
can be.
what if
But
we just talk about first 10 ball strike
Okay,
rate?
let's make it simple. Let's make it only T20 internationals. So that means we'll be ruling out a lot. T20 internationals players among the top among the test
Yeah.
playing nations.
so that is what, like, it depends. Like if you're considering below 5, then even for somebody like Russell,
Or is he mistimed it? No, he's got 6. He's got
even
6.
like a player
Ani
like
is bringing
Russell,
KL good luck.
all these guys,
Yeah.
they just come and bash around.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's hard to say, okay, fine, he's one of the best. You hardly find him anywhere. Like
Okay,
he
how
might
about
have-
players who only first 10 overs?
First 10 balls.
No, first 10 balls in the first,
First
10
10
overs.
overs.
Okay, that's
we basically want to put Surya at number
that's
1,
too much.
invariably.
So let's play with all the filters so that Surya is number 1.
No, but good point that Bish mentioned there. Ani giving KL Rahul all the luck in the world right now because he's come
Yeah.
in and he's got, what, 2 sixes right off the blade. So,
All KL was waiting for was I need to join us.
yeah. And KL has scored 30 or 40 now. It's looking more pretty than the 15 or 36 that he was.
Now he's almost
It's looking like a good 1980s ODI score now.
Yeah.
1 second. Have India just basically given South Africa, made a match of this? Or has it been good captaincy from Bavuma to defend whatever he's had on board? And how would you rate Bavuma's captaincy generally as well? Bish and Ani can comment on this. Bish?
Dude, like
This is
this was a
yeah.
pitch
Sorry,
where,
go on, Ani. Go on.
okay, this was a pitch where like both team pacers had very good assistance.
Yeah.
This is not something like, okay, fine. It was not some ordinary pitch where it had that zip, or it had that bite in the
Yeah.
first innings, and then second innings it died off.
Yeah.
In both the innings they had it, the pitch played equally. So like if Deepak Chahar, Arshdeep Singh, and Harshal Patel could get that zip, imagine Wayne Parnell and Enric Nokia and Rabada, how
Yeah.
they
So
can
that's what
extract.
basically give me Wayne Parnell, Rabada, and Enric Nokia on this wicket, and I will be a better captain than Temba Babu.
That is what. So that's how it works, right? Like when you get this kind of pitch and you have a bowler who can bowl at 145 consistently,
Basically,
like
captains are automatically looking good. Because at the end of the day, like, how can you go wrong with this? So, yeah, I get your point. And
I think that's a
I'll add
lot
on
down
to
to
that
India.
again.
A lot down to how India's
add on to
played this target.
So I'll add on to that again. Like imagine Jofra Archer, Jasprit Bumrah, and some another
And Pat Cummins.
passer, not
Mitchell
Pat
Stark,
Cummins,
Shaheen
somebody,
Shah, Haris,
somebody like a Mitchell
what a
Stark
shot that is.
in Mumbai Indians on a pitch like this. Like, would you say like Rohit Sharma is a great captain?
Yeah, no chance.
It's
Yeah.
the same way.
No, but
That's all.
हाँ,
in
but
the sense,
धोनी होगा तो बोलेंगे great.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, automatically, I think people have their opinions to make in terms of all these low-scoring games. But yeah, India now, 41 away from going 1-0 up in this 3-match series. And we were debating about the venues and how BCC have chartered flights for everyone, which is zigzagging across the country. Even the ODIs is Lucknow, Ranchi, and Delhi. So
Yeah,
just going
Ranchi and Delhi. Yeah.
north,
Ranchi and Delhi.
up, north. It's ridiculous.
Lucknow, Ranchi, Delhi. No, that's still thoda sa. It should have been Ranchi,
The
Lucknow, and
Bermuda
Delhi. But
Triangle, honestly. But yeah, like, Bish, coming to the larger lens right now, what is the things that they want to check off in this series? Like, no Hardik, no Bhuvi, fine. Potentially no Chahal as well. So what are we trying to iron out ASAP?
There's one big hole, and
Okay.
this match gave us no chance to fix it. Is death overs bowling?
Yeah. But that
That's
And
definitely
basically, I think the camera or the focus is on Harshal, right?
Yeah.
Because Bumrah and Arshdeep
Yeah.
are pretty much locked in. So basically, this series, the number one question that they need to answer is Harshal, in my opinion. His form over these 3 games, they would really want to assess.
And Arshdeep?
And possibly a last chance for Rishabh Pant to make any
Oh.
shout for
Any shout for him.
being in that, because they might as well replace him with someone else in the World Cup squad itself.
Yeah.
See, it's
Harshdeep
not
Singh.
impossible for the Dinesh Karthik and Rishabh to play in the same team.
That's what my next question to you was, Bish. Can you see them play in the same level?
But who would you not play then? That's
Yeah.
the bigger question, right? It's about elimination.
Like
Yeah,
tonight.
no, it's
No,
who you will.
Won't you play Hardik in?
Oh
I
yeah.
can tell you.
Damn it.
Today
Hardik
also,
slips the
today
radar.
this was actually a flawed team. Like if you consider like what Rohit was trying, he was trying for a 6th bowling option. Today there was nobody as a
Yeah.
6th bowler. If one had a bad day, then the whole match was messed up.
Yeah. Correct.
So
And
they don't have any options. So
and they would have just gone for like the worst
Hmm.
possible scenario with Kohli or
exactly.
whoever.
So the only chance which comes in now is like with Akshar bowling well and the left-handed option, Rishabh goes out either of Deepak Chahar, Harshal Patel, Jasprit Bumrah, and Arshdeep.
Yeah.
This has to be one, or Ashwin comes in with Chahal if you're considering Chahal.
Oh,
Shot.
6.
So,
That's brilliant.
We had a fan question just a moment ago. Where
Yeah, let's take
Harsaib
the fan
Singh-
question. I'm just going to jump off to the quick loo break and then come back and join
Yeah.
the lads.
So Harsaib Singh goes on to ask 70 for 2 in the first 10 or 110 for 5. What would you take?
It depends. It depends on the combination. If you have batsmen till number 8, number 9, then 110 for 5, I would take it. If it is something like India scenario,
Yeah, when
then
your
70 for
batting is
2.
pretty much done at 7, then
7, then no.
Yeah, I mean, if
Like
you're
70 for 2
Pakistan,
is
you
better.
take a 70 for 2. And in an ideal world, we'll take 110 for 4.
110 for 4.
No matter what it is.
Yeah, between those two, I think I'd pick 72 any day, because from 72 for 2, you can easily get to about 110 in 15 overs. And let's say you lose another wicket or so, maybe a couple of wickets. 110 for 4 in 15. I think that's a great platform to get to 160, 170. It's a great shout.
Then is 160, 170 enough? Because
160,
Asia Cup, I mean,
170.
teams.
170, I mean,
But in the Asia
I don't
Cup, I
know.
mean, we saw that teams chased
No.
it down, and let alone this India-Australia series where even 210 was not enough.
no, but it's not a question of is 160, 170 enough. In this question, is it better than where you would have been with 110 for 4? That's all the question is.
Yeah.
160,
But-
170 may or may not be good. Yeah.
But 110 for 5, and if you're batting till 9, there's a
Yeah, no,
still-
that, I mean, that's a. Let's assume most teams don't have batting till 9. I mean, which
Yeah.
team does? That's a
But then
non-existent scenario.
If a team doesn't have batting till 9, they,
I mean,
they
like,
wouldn't go
batting
hard
till-
enough to be at
See,
110
batting
for 5.
till 9 is like, even if you have somebody like an Adil Rashid batting at number 9, then I'll happily take it.
Mm.
Even as a matter of fact,
Hmm.
even somebody like a Mohsin Khan or somebody like a Mohammad Shami who's batting at number 10, I'll consider it as batting till 10.
Hmm.
That is for sure.
Yeah.
So-
I think teams like England and West Indies will take 110 for 5 because they will have players in the
Yeah,
lower
that is
order
what.
who can still bat.
Apart from Obed McCoy, I don't think like even Obed McCoy can whack a few, but there are hardly you find any batter who cannot hit a 6.
Essentially, they'll have what in an ideal situation. I mean, they've not picked the squad accordingly, but
Yeah.
there is a possibility they could have had Romario Shepherd batting at number 10. So
Yeah. But actually, I don't know. Wait, 110 for 4, even without great batting, they may still get to 160, 170, even without great
Yeah.
batting depth.
नहीं 110 for 4 तो ideally हो गया. The question was 110
No,
for
5 with 5.
110
Yeah,
for
1 for
5.
5.
So that is what, like, if you consider India, like, imagine if Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Chahal, and Bumrah are playing, then the last 3 are gadda hi hai, bhai. Matlab,
Hmm.
they can't score, they can't hit 6s.
Yep. And Harsaib has a point.
Yeah.
Australia also bat till 9. I mean, they'll have Cummins at 8 and Stark at 9. So that's a pretty decent depth.
That's true. That's true. Our tail is becoming like 90s tail if we play certain players.
Yes, that is what that is why Deepak Chahar is so much important
And even
in the
Harshal
squad.
Patel.
Harshal Patel or Deepak Chahar, like they are very much
Because
important
basically
in
you
the squad.
cannot drop Bumrah, so you have to take him in.
Yeah.
And
So-
you just and Arshdeep as well. So
Arshdeep
basically
as
you
well,
have
so-
two. Your two proper bowlers can't bat. So essentially you now have to play around with the other 9, so as to cover your bowling and also ensure that you have not a very long tail.
If Chahal plays, he can't bat either.
So that means only
That's 3.
So number 8.
That is what,
logged in.
number 8.
Yeah.
Now
Again.
if you play Bhuvi as well, then Bhuvi at Bhuvi in a T20 is essentially a non-batter.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
just an
I mean,
anchor.
yeah, Bhuvi would be helpful in a chase like this, but in a 200 game, he's as good as a proper tail ender.
If somebody like Hardik is batting alongside Bhuvi, then yeah, okay, fine. Like rotate the strike and give a strike to Hardik. That is how he'll do. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't have the capacity to go big or anything like that.
Ashwin is surprisingly good. Has become surprisingly good.
Ashwin has become good, like, but
Yep.
the option again, like in Australia, like how many spinners will you consider? Like, will you go for
No, I mean
And-
as a batsman. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
that is what, like, even if Ashwin comes in over there, like even if you want to play Ashwin as another batting bowling bowler who can bat, then again, like, you have to sit out Chahal,
Which is
Yeah.
not bad.
and then both the spinners will be defensive.
Not really. No, Aksar, we've seen both have the potential to be attacking spinners depending on who's batting at the other end. Like if there is a right-handed pairing, I mean, Aksar can be your attacking spinner and Ashwin can just defend for an over or so. Ball
But
to a
on
heavy leg spin.
on big Australian grounds, we just have to play Chahal. Because those are best chance for him to pick up wickets against, I mean, as an attacking spinner on big grounds, you just have to play him. I don't see the option of not playing him.
Yeah. And
Okay.
one more thing is like in Australian grounds, more than finger spinners, wrist spinners get some grip. Like that is one of the thing which is always like in terms what do you call, like very much in contention. Like okay, fine, that the leg spinners are
Yeah, I
what do
think
you
that's
call?
fair. Australian pitches basically have become the best place to bat in the world. From
Yeah,
being
that is
a
there.
scary place to bat, it's become the best place to bat in the world. Everywhere else, India is super tough to bat. So South Africa, New Zealand, England are all fairly tough to bat. The only place you want to bat is Australia, where in test matches you still see scores of 400, 500 regularly, which in India you've stopped seeing.
Yeah.
That-
So we're discussing, is Australia the best place to bat at the
What?
moment in world cricket?
Across formats.
Yeah.
India, I think test if you're only winning the toss.
First
Then you-
innings.
Yeah, but
first
test you
innings.
get one innings. You get one good innings and then you have 3 tough innings.
Not the first innings.
Yeah.
But that is like a lifetime. 600,
And
700.
that too, or not in Chennai or Ahmedabad.
No,
Yeah,
Chennai also.
true.
First day is flat.
Relatively, but yeah, I don't think scoring 600 in Chennai even today, as of now.
Say for scoring 600, you need a Sehwag in the team.
600
Or a Joe Root.
yeah, to sweep.
So Pratik Kandari goes on to ask, what's
Hmm.
the best way to get a balanced side? One general all-rounder bowler should focus more on hit sixes, or batter should roll over arm for an over to increase balance. See, one general all-rounder for sure at number 7.
No, but the second question is very interesting. Like, which do you think is easier to convert? Do you think making a batter bowl an over is easier, or a bowler to hit runs is
But
easier?
I mean, both are not overlapping, right? I mean, both can be done. I
No,
mean,
both
if,
can
if,
be
if,
done.
if you look at England,
See, no, that is what I get. Like a bowler's ability to hit six is like giving you 5% of advantage.
Mhm.
Like even if he comes at 7, 8, which is a rare occasion. So that is a 5% advantage. But the same thing if a batter can roll around for 1 over or 2 over, if you have two batsmen who can roll over his arm, that obviously like 2 overs of other.
so 2 overs is a 10%.
Yeah, 2
Because
overs is a 10.
1 over is a
but
5%.
I would say 20%. I would say
So
20%.
I'm saying it doesn't have to be an either or scenario, because if you look at England, their number 6 is Liam Livingstone, who can also bowl. and then they have a few bowlers who can whack like David Willey and all. So it doesn't
No,
have
I
to
think
be.
the question is, assume you don't have, assume your team doesn't have batsmen who can bowl and bowlers who can bat. Then in this situation, what would you do? Is it easier to make some of your bowlers roll the arm over, or is it easier to train a bowler to, hit
I
sixes?
think you raised this question, right,
Yeah.
Prateek?
What the best way bowlers should focus on their six hitting capabilities, or batsmen should start bowling an over or so? I think I would
I
go
think
with
bowler
A.
to bat.
Yes.
Yeah, I would go with A, because in the
Yeah,
modern day
bowlers to bat.
T20, see,
Bowling is tougher.
But not just T20s, guys. Across formats, we know
we
how to
won't be
go.
able to hear you from there.
Can you? You can't hear me?
No.
Okay.
No, but
Come,
across
come.
formats, see, if you look at it, no, in test format,
A lot of batting just wins you tests. We saw
Yeah,
that in the
I mean,
World Test Championship
See,
also.
the point is, if your good bowlers can start hitting, then you would have the option to play your 5 best bowlers.
Yeah.
Assuming every one of them is a
But what if
potential
but what
Umesh
if they
Yadav.
have a bad day with the ball in hand? Is the question, right?
I mean, see, that is a chance that you have to take.
So you would still persist. Like, say if your
See, the
one of your
second
5 bowlers has gone for like 3 overs, 42. You'd
I'll
bowl
tell
the
you
4
what.
overs.
See, fact is, bowlers have been batting since the beginning of their careers from the age of 10, right?
Yeah.
Because that's just how cricket is. Bowlers have to bat,
Yeah.
but batsmen don't have to bowl. Right?
Yeah.
Therefore, naturally, converting a batsman to a bowler is harder because it's just a skill that they haven't had to use. Whereas bowlers
So
have,
for
even
example, like,
if not
we
well,
all
they've done it
expect-
all their life.
We all expect an Arshdeep Singh to like bat, but then we can similar say that about Surya Kumar probably rolling over, like
And
bowling.
Amnish,
as
think
well.
about
The
it.
difference in quality will be stark between Surya's
Exactly.
bowling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you have to
100%.
if you have to go to a sixth bowler who is a converted bowler, then
Yeah.
you're struggling in the field anyway.
Mm.
If your 5 bowlers cover all the aspects, you have a swing bowler, you have a left arm pacer, you have hit the deck high pace bowler, you have a bowler who can turn from left to right, and one bowler who can turn from right to left. You don't really need a sixth bowler.
Hmm.
No, also I think the first part of the question is you have already an all-rounder.
Yeah.
So you know that there's one extra bowler.
Yeah.
So in that case, it's always easier to.
But even if you look at the trend, all the World Cup winners in T20 cricket have not just bowled only 5 bowlers, right? They've always had options galore. Even Australia last year had plethora of options. Maxwell, Stoinis, Agar, Marsh, everyone could bowl. Like, you look at that, even with the 2016 West Indies team, right? Anyone was bowling for
No,
them.
but
Sammy,
that was also a
Bravo.
team of 6 hitters. Everyone could hit sixes as well.
that is what.
No, but it's very rare, I'm
Yeah.
saying, to just stick with your 5 bowlers in T20. And obviously, you'll have days where it pays off, but more often than not, how
See,
often do we see one
But
bowler
then again,
going for runs?
again, coming back to the question, what would you rather have? A sixth bowling option or all your bowlers who can back sixes?
Yeah, okay. It's like so similar what Harsaib saying what I said, right? Do you think it's easier for Virat to bowl or Arsh to hit
I think
sixes?
it's on paper it's easy for Virat to bowl because he has
He has
bowled.
bowled.
I mean, Virat is not a ideal example here. Maybe
Yeah.
easier to
Someone
think
Surya.
of Surya or
Someone
KL,
like Pant,
KL
maybe.
Rahul or Pant to bowl, and Arsh to hit sixes. I mean, Arshdeep Singh is still 21.
Yeah.
I mean, even if he tries today with a proper power hitting coach, he can learn to hit sixes.
Yeah.
I mean, Bumrah's batting has improved immensely.
Exactly.
In Test cricket,
But that is
especially,
what-
there's no doubt.
the
Yeah.
the second scenario mostly works only in T20s.
Mm.
Only in T20Is. That second scenario where a batsman can roll over his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just for 1 over.
Yeah,
1 or 2
just
overs,
1
yeah.
over
True,
reliability.
True.
like-
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Actually, in the longer run of a cricketer, if a bowler can bat,
It's
he will be
always,
much more value add in ODIs and
Mm.
Test cricket as well.
Yeah.
Oh
Or a batsman can bowl like Root.
Why?
no,
I mean,
that's the
Root
thing.
is a. I mean,
Like a
in certain
proper.
conditions, he's a
Root is
proper all rounder.
proper.
See,
He
we
took
are
a 5-wicket haul in Chennai.
2016 perspective.
26,
right?
Yeah, Chennai.
No, think of cricket in 2022. If you have a part-time bowler bowling, every team, say only KL Rahul, so he can't even take Aiden Markram on. But I'm saying like every team will try to take a part-timer on.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. You can't like risk a batter bowling an extra over.
Exactly.
So that's why it should be the other
If
way
you look at
around.
Aiden Markram, he'll be a bowling option in Tests only when they're waiting for the new ball.
Hmm.
But if Enric Nokia can develop as a
Batter.
batter, I mean, his contribution will be.
Janssen, we saw that.
Yeah.
Janssen as a all-rounder is truly up. Like his like place is never in question because he can bat as well.
Okay, guys, I have a question which was thrown at me in my Instagram live. One of the guys said, look, you were speaking about doing a decode in Aksar. How important are left arm spinners in T20 cricket? I'll name a few that was going on in world cricket today. Santner comes to mind, Akil Hussain, Mohammad Nawaz. There's potentially Akshar in that list, Ashton Agar. Does T20 cricket rather require characters like him or left arm spinners, and what is the importance of them? So, and then we can throw it open to the boys.
See, again, it's all about your team composition and the composition of the opposition. See, if opposition starts, see, a lot of teams inevitably have right-handers up top.
Agreed.
So that's when you can, the left-arm spinners are useful. They give you the flexibility to start in the power play.
And we're
as well
seeing them in
and
all
middle
teams,
overs.
right? Like
Yeah.
South Africa, Maharaj as well.
Yep.
Bangladesh, Shakib. You can just think of left armers. Bish, come in here.
Yeah, no, and the reason why left arm spinners are useful is because the only other way in which you can take a ball away from a right hand batsman is through a leg spinner. And leg
Yeah.
spinners, by their very nature, are less accurate and will likely give away more runs. So, to have a controlling effect on the game, a defensive run containing effect on the game against right hand batters who form a majority of the batsmen in world cricket, it's really only the left arm spinner. That's the one kind of bowler who can do it. And therefore, a left arm spinner will always be very important.
Yeah.
Is that why Chennai Super Kings kept Santner and didn't want to sell him?
No, I think that's this thing. But apart from that, there's also another thing with top left arm spinners. You don't know whether they're going to spin the ball or not. If you look at a lot of them, why they are successful, Akil Hossain, right? You don't know when that ball is going to spin.
Correct.
Yeah.
Every time it's going to just come onto your pad and then one will swing.
They
Spin.
have that arm ball, which usually
dropped.
right-arm off spinners do not have.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's why.
See, that is what
Like even
The
a
The
Saike
Kumble
showed.
effect.
Yeah.
even a leg spinners variations. If you are a good batter enough, you can
Can pick
pick it up from the hand.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult for a batter to pick up the variations of a
Left arm.
left arm spinner.
And talking about
Is that because of more
talking about
natural variation as
Santner,
Yes,
well?
more natural
Yeah,
variation.
Santner.
They just
Stephen Fleming just needed a golf buddy too.
Oh yeah.
it's just the use of their fingers, like
Mm.
how they want to use it. Like if you want to grip it hard, then they have it spread, and then the top spinners
Correct.
and all these flying saucers, like
Yeah,
how
flying
Imad Wasim used to bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
Imad Wasim is more left arm pace.
they're basically your
Honestly.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
what the top
it's rotating like this,
Yes.
like a
Yeah,
UFO.
yeah.
So basically, coming back to the game, India is 6 runs away and surely winning this. But then KL Rahul finishing this off, we would have rather taken him being dismissed earlier and Pant to finish this game. I mean, a 54 ball, 44
True, but
from KL Rahul doesn't.
Agreed.
us
But
anything.
it was one of the comments I was mentioned earlier with Introspect saying, would you rather take KL scoring 40 or 40? Knowing KL's shit form in the last 4-5 games, he'd be happy. He'd be like, okay, fine, let me start
but
fresh again.
This is so. I mean,
I know, I agree.
I
I
mean-
fully agree with you. but-
shit form. I mean, he played Zimbabwe, he played entire Asia Cup, he's played all the games against Australia. I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Was to say that he's going to score.
Do
a
we
30%.
think
Ultimately, this is.
do we
this
think
is like,
Surya and
you know,
KL will both get 50s?
Sorry, Bish?
Do we think Surya and KL will both get 50s? Who thinks they'll both get to 50 in this game?
I think Surya will hit us.
Oh, here's Surya's 50 if he can come
No,
around.
no,
No, he
no.
can't. But yeah.
So
now,
basically,
now
I'm
KL
saying
can
it'll happen.
get his 50.
Yeah.
so basically the thing was like, even in the first T20I against Australia, like he was like, okay, fine. He was showing some intent over there. Okay, I want to be in that position,
Hmm.
but I hardly found anything.
So
in
actually, this is
innings.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, India should rather be open to losing these bilaterals and learning something rather than winning these games and learning nothing, because
Yeah.
ultimately we learned nothing.
It's almost taking that 2 steps back, 4 steps forward.
At least in the
sort of thing.
batting department,
Yeah.
obviously there were a lot of positives in the bowling department,
Yeah.
but from batting wise, no takeaways.
Right. So are we going to see the
Guys,
winning runs?
What
From
were
KL.
these conditions? Have you ever seen this before in India in a T20 game?
Yeah, Pune
Pune,
against Sri Lanka.
that 101 in 2016.
Pune against Sri Lanka, fair. I also remember Bhuvi's first ever game. Was it when
Yeah,
he
first
got
ever.
Hafiz
Yeah,
bowled?
112.
That is
Was
Bangalore. I think.
Bangalore,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah,
2012.
112 or 121 something.
That Nasir Jamshed.
Nasir Jamshed.
I think the ODI leg of that series that Dhoni's got 113. That was insane.
Oh, that is step up.
Chennai.
That
That
is
was
step up.
top.
India is
But they
struggling,
still
and then
lost.
Bhuvneshwar Kumar and MS
Bhuvneshwar
Dhoni.
Kumar and MS Dhoni. Yuvraj Singh dropped Nasir Jamshed.
knock.
What a
What a
knock, bro.
knock.
What a knock. What a knock.
I still remember Yuvraj Singh dropped a sitter at point of Nasir Jamshed when he was batting in two.
After
He
that,
scored 100.
after that. again-
1 second. Bishan might be right here because Surya's got his 50, and it wouldn't be a wrong thing to go past KL getting his 50 with a
So,
6, I'm sure.
I mean, we've seen his score. Can he get to 1,000, 1,200 runs by the end of this year?
Maybe. He's what, 300 away?
1,200 is a bit too
Okay,
difficult.
1,000.
1,000.
1,000.
1,000, yeah. 1,000, I would say. Oh, yes.
So
yes.
who has the most runs in a calendar
Calendar
year
year.
in
This
T20?
one,
How much?
1,328.
Woo!
That's
Oh, that's
1,328.
See, he has
2021, last
732.
year.
But they played a lot of T20s. And that is
Oh,
50
sir.
for KL, and
Both
that is
of
a
them have
win
scored their 50.
for India. KL always wanted a 50. And the smiles galore. India hiccuping, but getting there with 20 balls to spare.
Yeah.
Drawing first blood. 1-0.
I'm glad I
reaction-
made that prediction.
Yeah,
I'm very happy with the end of the game.
Yeah, hiccuping and pickupping. Bish,
That's
first
the slowest
reactions
50 by an
to
Indian.
this start-stop game.
Okay, that's the slowest 50 by an Indian.
That is actually
Put me to
the slowest
sleep.
50 by an Indian, by the way.
He should not have got to the 50.
Yeah.
And whose record did he beat?
Gautam Gambhir 54 balls.
Oh.
Cricket.com's very own Gautam Gambhir.
LSG versus LSG.
LSG versus LSG. Like mentor, like opener.
So Gautam Gambhir and KL Rahul are the only batsmen to have a half century with 50 plus balls.
Oh, well done. Well
To
For
done.
reach
India
their
or any team?
For India.
India.
For India. And Gautam Gambhir's came against
Against and Melbourne,
Australia,
Oh.
Melbourne. Wow. When was that?
2012.
2012. T20s were a thing back then. I was just kidding. Guys, look, it's been so much fun to pick you guys in terms of all the comments and your thoughts as well. We really appreciate it. And a big shout out to Bishat and Gurkirat for spending their Wednesday evening with us at CDC. Bish,
Our pleasure,
hopefully
my
you
pleasure.
would want to do this again. How was your experience in your debut on a watch along?
Loved it. Loved chatting with all of you. I enjoyed the banter with Gurkirat as well. Definitely looking forward to coming back on the next one.
Yeah, there's always banter with Gurkirat around. Srivatsan also agreeing with us, saying, great stream, guys. Much fun than the actual game. Cheers. Look, here, honestly, is the platform you that want to be on. We're doing more watch-alongs, 2 more with regards to this series. We want to do the ODI watch-along. No, I'm just kidding, because that's going to be 8 hours of just nonsense. But we're going to do watch-alongs for the World Cup as well. But India, like I said, going 1-0 up. We will catch you on Sunday.
Once we have a team big enough to, thrice this size, then we'll do watch-alongs for all the ODIs and tests as well.
Yeah,
Right.
100%. For sure. Look, at the end of the day, we appreciate all the likes, subscriptions, and keep them coming. If you're watching this to repeat later, feel free to comment and let us know what you thought about this game. Surya's knock, KL's rock. There's going to be lots of reaction and lots more with Anirudh and the guy who's going to be writing the analysis, which is, of course, Akash as well. So thanks for watching the stream. Good night to Bishan. Good night to everyone watching this.
Wait. Let's before
Oh,
we end, let's ask
sorry.
him what was one takeaway from this game.
Okay, Bishan, one takeaway. The most pertaining one.
One has to be new ball bowling. Is kind of boring answer, I suppose. But
Yeah.
our Pacers needed to get some of their form back, get some confidence back. And I'm glad they did. And we would hope that they use this confidence for the bowling and the death overs in the next game, where South Africa hopefully survive till the end and give us a chance to test our death bowling. And we'll use this confidence then.
And takeaway that went unnoticed. Harshdeep Singh took a catch.
Yeah. Oh, Arshdeep Singh took a catch. Takeaway, which also went unnoticed. KL, no, not KL actually, because that was noticed. Rohit and Virat struggling against high pace.
Virat's test form continues to be...
Aberration, maybe. No. Look, we can go on till the wee hours of Thursday. But catch us tomorrow on cricket.com at 8 p.m. CDC follow through with me, Avnish Hegde. There's going to be lots of chatting there. We can pick up the pieces. And there's fun stuff that you can read on the website and the app. So check out our website. You can scan the QR code. I'm Avnish Hegde. He's Somesh Agarwal, Anirudh Kasagor, and of course, Akash.
Shiva Subramanian.
Yes, the rap proceedings on cricket.com. Thanks for watching, guys.
night.
Lots of love. Good night. Goodbye. And we'll see you on Sunday. Watch along, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Outies. End it. End the fuck.